Okay, hello everyone. My mic is still just as terrible as before, but I thought I'd get this done because I decided, I just kind of got burnt out towards the end of last stream. I thought I'd cover this, and I'll just quickly get YouTube chat up and then we'll start it. But before that, let's get a little bit of music going. So yeah, let's go.
Hello guys. Hello guys. So I just want
My father said, don't be so scared. Driving home all alone, you're in a hospital bed. I close my eyes and ignore the sign. Try to wake up from a dream, it's not working this time. I said nothing 27 times. Would that bring you back to life? I said your name 27 times. That bring you back to life. Do you remember? Your lucky number. Your superstition has me
What is going on, everybody? We have a pretty, well, I say short. I'm planning for this to be about 3 hours, but it might be about 2.5 hours. We'll see how long I can keep this stream going for. Finished watching the Old Firm match, which is Celtic v Rangers. Rangers took a dominant 3-0 victory. And yeah, we're just going to get straight to the content. Obviously, got two bands here. Ocean Grove, Title Fight. Love both of them. They're brilliant bands. Let's start off with a bit of NASCAR news, though, because for those that don't know, I am a pretty massive NASCAR fan. So yeah, we'll start off with the most obvious news of the day, that Zane Smith will be driving for Front Row Motorsports come 2025. He will be driving on a full-time basis for the team. He moves from Spire, and we're running at the top level once again with the team that he left, actually, a year ago, after 2 years in them with the Truck Series. I have a good streamer voice as ascending. Thank you, I appreciate that. I find my voice inherently incredibly annoying, so thanks. Obviously, Ryan Burgentry serving as the crew chief. And also, a new team will be entering the second tier series. We got Cope Family Racing. They will field the number 70 Chevrolet in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for 2025. With Leland Honeyman Jr. joining them for 17 races and Thomas Annunziata joining them for 16 races. I also confirmed with Thomas that he is going to be driving also in the Trans Am series, which is a road course based series. He's going to be continuing to race in that. Leland, he moves from what's their name? From Young's Motorsports after serving a full season with them. He's doing a part-time season this year. And yeah, but that's really all I've got to cover. Let's get to the main content. Here's the car schemes, obviously. They both look absolutely incredible. But yeah, let's go to the main content of the video, which is going to be John Swan. Because about 3 weeks ago, before I got the motivation, hello to Soul Skibbity. If I'm able to, am I able to, hold on. I have no idea how to mod people. I was going to mod you, but because I know you're actually going to be responsible with it. But obviously, I'm a bit late to this, but I now had the motivation to actually stream again. I'm gonna go over this video because bro just coughed live on stream. Yeah, I know, I know. I mean, Sol's Dutch girlfriend is in the chat, everybody. But yeah. But no, basically, we're gonna be going over this. I was kind of around. This was like kind of early into my introduction to commentary. Click on my name and click add moderator. I'm on mobile. Hold on. I'll do it at the end of this stream probably. Right at the end, hold on. You know what? You know what? Let's do that now. I'm gonna do that now. Hold on. Studio. Ignore. You're not Dutch. What nationality are you? I've got no idea. I thought you were Dutch. I'm probably getting confused with someone else. Danish. Okay, same. Okay, you know what? I wasn't that far off. Okay, they're not that far apart by distance. I'm not that far off, guys. I was not that far off. Hold on, right. Let me have a look. I gotta mute that. There we go. There you go. There you go. Now you're a moderator, Sol. Congratulations. You are the Little R1's first official moderator. There you go. Sol, you're now a mod for my chat. So that's cool. But yeah, basically, this was actually like one of the first like proper controversies that I actually had in the commentary community. So it's going to be interesting to see like how this video looks back on it. I have watched it already, obviously, but I thought I'd go over it on stream because I think it'll be very interesting to see my perspective on this. Like 4 years later. Yeah, this was literally one of my first controversies because I got into commentary about late 2020. And before anyone else, yes, I actually did believe John Swan's lie. I believed him. So, you know. So yeah, let's get into it. Just got my iron brew on the side, and let's get into it. Let me know how the audio is, by the way.
Every tragedy begins with a hero, and the fact that John Swan's rise and downfall is so fascinating is a testament to how good of a hero he
Weren't you like a kid then? Yeah, I would have been like 16. I think like, I don't know, like 16, I think. I think I would have been 16 at the time, yeah. Yeah, I was like 16 at the time, I think. 15, 16. I mean, it makes sense to the general commentary audience too, because John kind of had this level of credibility. Wilbur Soot stuff. That was crazy. I made a video on that that's now unlisted, by the way, because I don't agree with the points I made in it. Yeah, I don't agree with the points I made in that video, so I've unlisted it now. But no, that stuff was crazy, like, going over it. It didn't really surprise me, though, like, the guy always gave me some weird vibes, to be honest.
was. Starting out ridiculed by others, John rose to the top of the commentary genre within only a few months. It was the right amount of talent, quality, and presentation that captivated everyone.
I didn't believe him. Well, congratulations, you were smart. A lot of the commentary community did. Because John, it just didn't... Why would he lie about that, you know? It's such a stupid thing to lie about.
But then, where did it all go so wrong?
I had a good take. It looks big. It looks massive. Jacob, I will show you what real blackballing looks like, because I will make sure no one ever works with you in any serious capacity. I had a good take. That's it.
The Wilbur stuff, the biting stuff. Yeah, that was the stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Wilbur Soot. That's interesting. I don't agree with, like, everybody just condemning the guy as soon as the allegations came out. Like, I would have liked people to wait to hear his side, obviously. But I think that his response of, like, oh, I've got evidence showing the contrary, and then he just doesn't bother showing it, like, I don't know, it doesn't look very good on his part, personally. That's to me, it just doesn't look good on his part at all. So, yeah. That was recent. Yes, it was Wilbur Soot. Wilbur Soot was very recent. It was like January this year. So you know, it was literally like I said this year. It still feels like 2024. It was like January. I think it's like January or February, earlier 2024. There you go. I wish Wilbur bit me. Oh, great. Cool guy in the chat. Oh god.
You need to go off, you need to log off, you need to like leave online settings, and this stuff is gonna haunt you now, forever online.
Shout out, by the way, to the guy who made this intro. I think it was Spinling who made the intro. Cool guys. Okay. Waiting to it, no matter what it's. Yeah, I've never understood biting personally. I don't know. I've never understood that. And that's coming from someone who is actually in a relationship. I've never understood it. Yeah, Wilbur's songs, they're interesting. Like, I like one or two of his Lovejoy songs. There's like one or two that I'm kind of like, but they're not that like if he was not the frontman of that band, they would be nowhere near. They would be nowhere near the size they are right now.
If you know, then you know. That's all I'm gonna say.
What was it, IRL?
John Swan was born on May 6, 2001 in South Africa, and at a young age he and his family moved over to Australia. We don't know all the details of his early life, but we do know that John was kind of a sheltered kid. His parents quickly enrolled him in violin lessons, and it completely captured his interest.
What an actual posh twat. I am sorry. Violin lessons. What a posh twat. I'm sorry. But violin lessons of all things. I mean, I used to be... I used to be pretty into, like, music. I was always, like, more of a vocals guy, personally. But if I played an instrument, I would definitely be playing guitar. He didn't bite me, I did hug the guy. Back when I was a soy lefty. I mean, I'm a lefty myself, but, you know, I'm not going to get into politics here. Because I'm aware that I'm not able to debate politics very well. I much prefer just stupid drama. You would okay, well, cool guy, my guy. Jesus Christ.
Unlike everyone else, John didn't really watch TV or see movies or play video games, and that's what made a world like the internet so appealing to him when he discovered it in around 2012. By age 13, John had made his first YouTube channel under the name of Lapis Gaming Official, and over the next 6
That's such a 2013 name.
years, he would go from posting Minecraft videos to an interest in graphic design and Photoshop. You can see this from his earliest available videos from 2018, which are iPhone and Samsung ad parodies.
Yeah, that one's, at least the ones that are still public. And obviously you made Minecraft videos because like everyone was making Minecraft videos back then. That was just like, you made Minecraft videos, you instantly got like 10,000 subscribers. And then people like Dan TDM and like people like Dan TDM are like still massive today. And then of course Minecraft kind of had a more of a resurgence back in like, was it like 20? It was like 2020 when everyone was bored during the pandemic, and Dream blew, and Tommy in it like blew the hell up. So yeah, Minecraft had a resurgence for a little bit.
John would also make videos reviewing songs by young cringy rappers from the perspective of a natural musician, and over time this developed from general cringe culture to the commentary community. When it began, this new and fledgling genre was mostly dedicated to making fun of kids online, but by 2018 it was now a place where commentary channels
Ah, Kavos. What's Markiplier back then instead? Fair, Markiplier is based. I like Markiplier. That guy seems genuinely super wholesome. And now we got Kavos. Look, I'm one of the few people in this like chat who probably actually likes Kavos.
critiqued and called out other YouTubers for their heinous actions, and that kind of place really appealed to John, who also had a keen
Okay, I'll be fair. Kavos is not as good as like a John Swan or a Nick Diorio. Like, he's nowhere near that quality. But I do like him just going off on people. It is quite fun to watch. And shout out J Slat. I agree, J Slat's based. I like J Slat a lot.
interest in topics like speech and debate, a subject he claimed he has won state competitions in.
There must not be a lot of competition in those states.
A certain shift in John's kind of content, especially after one of his videos speculating on Logan Paul's sociopathy got around 100,000 views. In 2019, the YouTuber Just Destiny issued a cover
Holy fuck, this is a flashback. This is a really old drama. Stuff that... I hate Kavos. Yeah, I'm aware you do, Sol. I'm very aware you do. You've told me before. I'm fine with Kavos. I don't have a problem with him.
copyright strike on LT Cobra, a smaller channel who had made a video making fun of him for his weird titles on thumbnails, sexualizing kids from Dr. Phil and TLC. The 15-year-old LT Cobra would make a response, leading to Just Destiny sending him a cease and desist. The drama erupted into a huge situation, the commentary community picked up their pitchforks, and John's subsequent video was one that stood out.
John's video is really good on this. Like, shout out there. Because John Swan, his video on this is genuinely really good. I also think Nick Diorio's video, like calling all these smaller commentators out, was really good. Destiny hit. Okay. No, no. Just no. His lisp and his face annoys me. Fair. Fair. I know. It's not, at least it's not like I'm Alex. At least his voice isn't as annoying as like I'm Alex or somebody. Like, I can never stand his voice at all. Is that all? Sol hates people for silly reasons, to be fair.
Propelled by a shoutout from resident drama gnome Keemstar, it ended up gaining around 100,000 views. It's worth knowing that whilst this video may look like the usual standard now, this was back in 2019. All the big, high-produced documentaries on drama content, all the Sunny V2s and Internet Anarchist.
I used to watch Sunny V2. I still watch Internet Anarchist. I still think his videos are really good. Sunny V2, I don't know, none of his videos have really captured me recently. I feel like he kind of fell off after the Chris Tyson video. I think he kind of fell off after that. There were some other videos he made that were really good. But with Sunny V2, like, I stand by that. I still think his Chris Tyson video sucked. I still think it did. Even though that Chris Tyson is this total freak degenerate, I still think that Sunny V2's video on her was not a good video. It still is a bad video, in my opinion. Like, there's so many points in that which just, like, makes no logical sense whatsoever. Internet Anarchist generally has made very good videos. Like, there's maybe one video that I don't like of his. But yeah, I think they're both Australian too, actually. But no. But yeah, John Swan's. I think even John Swan's videos. Speaking of his editing, like his videos, I think still stand up now. It was made for the wrong reasons. Totally agree, ascending, because actually, the stuff about the lolly and stuff was still public then. So, yeah. I think some people had mentioned it at the time. I think Nick Diorio went over it because Tipster defended it. Sunny V2 when he had 20k. I'm an OG. His content is ass. Now his ass though. I agree. I've not liked a Sunny V2 video in a bit. I don't really know what he's making now. But yeah, John Swan's videos still stand up now in my opinion. Like to the content today. I still think his videos stand up fairly well against content made by people like Toastify, people like Nick Diorio, etc.
Didn't really exist bar a few outliers. If you were a commentary YouTuber in 2019, your videos either look like this or this. They weren't meant to look like this.
If you're not aware of this situation, Just Destiny has made quite a name for himself in all the wrong places and for all the wrong reasons. Despite his 1.7 million subscribers, Destiny still thinks it's a good idea to use sexually explicit photos of children in his thumbnails for clickbait. Several people called him out for
He should have been an editor instead. I fully agree. But you know what I'll actually add to this? I'll explain the controversy a little bit more here. Because what Lieutenant Cobra did in his video criticizing Just Destiny, bear in mind Lieutenant Cobra was like 15 at the time. How is my rising Saiyan to louder mic in a face cam? I am sorry, but I am never using a face cam, like ever. I'm not a fan of face cam content whatsoever. Like, on this channel, you will find, like, nothing with my face, and I don't use my face. Yeah. I mean, my Instagram's linked, so, you know. You can get an idea of what I look like. Yeah, Sol knows what I look like. I just don't really like using facecam content, personally. That's just not my thing, at all. But, basically, to explain this content, Lieutenant Cobra made a video criticizing Just Destiny. Because he had, like, fairly provocative thumbnails of, like, young girls, basically. And what happened? Yeah, Wiggler, a PNG YouTuber. And that's a good idea, you know. The problem is I'm terrible at art, so yeah, I might consider that, you know. That actually sounds like a good idea. Get a Wiggler like Quee. Yeah, Queeman. I haven't watched Queeman in a bit, so I haven't actually watched him in ages. But yeah, that sounds like a good idea, to be honest. I might do that. But basically, Lieutenant Cobra, this 15-year-old, made this video criticizing Just Destiny. The video's no longer up, by the way. He took down, like, all his old videos. Because to me, Lieutenant Cobra just sounds like a 15-year-old. He just sounds like a 15-year-old pyrocynical. I'm going to be real with you. At the time. And he called Just Destiny a nonce, which, for those that don't know, is British slang for a paedophile. People who live in the UK will know exactly what I'm on about. Queeman is Morale's top sweeper. Very true. Not that I'm, like, super against Morale. I'm not a huge fan of the guy, but, I'd be cordial with him if we were in VC together. Like, I don't know. I just don't watch his content that much. But, yeah. And Just Destiny then filed a copyright strike, sent him a cease and desist. And so Keemstar decided to get into the NCO, the new commentary order, dox Just Destiny, and then send Lieutenant Cobra his docs, basically. That's the Spark Notes. I recommend Nick Diorio's video. Morale's based it out. He can be very based. I'll give him that. But yeah. Basically, that's what ended up happening. So Keemstar basically got a bunch of small commentators to dox somebody. Because, he did a bad interview with Just Destiny.
for this indecency, to which he responded by acting like the 12-year-olds he criticizes in his videos.
Are you sick of saying new
God.
year, new me? Don't make this mistake again. Every January,
In the face
I still don't have YouTube Premium, by the way. I am so sorry. Aiden owns Morale. Look, I'm not a fan of either of them, to be perfectly honest. Like, I don't know. I'd be nice with them in VC, but like, I don't watch their content that much. Aiden's going for life. Yeah, true.
Face of a new generation of low effort
Speaking of Aiden, there he is. There he is. There's Aiden. Who else do I watch? I watched Scrubby for a little bit. I watched Scrubby for a bit. Cyrus. Nah. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about him. We're not gonna talk about Cyrus.
and run-of-the-mill commentary channels came a counter-reaction, a palette of channels with fewer videos, but with higher production value and effort. People you might have heard of, a
That's
palette of
Jay
channels
Yeah, I actually watched Jay Aubrey. I think his videos are great.
with fewer videos, The Right Opinion, value and effort. People you might have heard of, like
Aiden is so entertaining. Like, without the debating, the entertainment that Aiden brings is admirable. True, yeah. I just don't like the whole debate bro thing that everyone in commentary is doing now. I think it's ridiculous. Actively runs like Ian, like a scared cat. Nah, Mrao's a kitten, guys, for real. Like, just like those small little cats. I like Jay Aubrey. Yeah, I like Jay Aubrey too. I really liked his video on Ruby Frankie.
Nerd City, Jay Aubrey, The Right Opinion, Black Wolf Company, and indeed John Swan.
I actually used to watch. I'm like Black Wolf Company. Hold on, I gotta get this up actually. Hold on, I'm getting this up quickly. Be right back. Hold on, I'll get it up. Okay, I don't know how to work this. But no, you know, I'll just get it up. I can't work OBS today. For some reason, the tab's not showing up. Ah, yeah, but yeah. But yeah, Black Wolf Company. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to get that, but Black Wolf Company is seriously an underrated creator. Seriously underrated. He just quit randomly out of thin air after a video on Sniper Wolf, and he just left the internet.
Like Nerd City.
Nerd City, I mean, total loser, but I do watch his videos. I find them very entertaining.
Jay Aubrey, The Right Opinion.
Tro was one of my introductions to commentary. I watched his video on Slazo and Austin Jones. They were like the first videos I properly watched to get into the genre. The Austin Jones case, that guy's a total paedophile. You know what, I'm just going to say it. Total paedophile. Disgusting. And the Slazo stuff, I think Tro generally made the best video, other than maybe Turkey Tom's videos, because they were... To be fair though, Turkey Tom's videos were actually very entertaining. Old Turkey Tom was so based. Then again, he was like 17, wasn't he?
Black Wolf Company, and indeed John Swan. At the time, Keemstar was also influencing some of these newcomers to do his dirty work, and having been recently promoted, John and many others were wary of this. In response to Keem, a lot of these new YouTubers decided to make a group chat called the New Commentary Order, or NCO, a place made for the purpose of letting creators grow without Keem's...
Literal confirmed pedo. Yeah, you know, that guy actually got convicted of CP. That guy's still in prison right now. Austin Jones, yeah, he's still in prison right now. He'll be released, I think, in 2027. He got 10 years.
Influence, and John was there as well, but it wouldn't last long. The group basically collapsed after Keemstar of all people was invited to this group to deal with the Just Destiny.
Completely defeats the purpose of the group chat, by the way, to invite Keem, because the purpose of the chat was meant to be without Keem, and then they invite him to quote-unquote make a united stand against false copyright strikes.
Situation. Unexpectedly, he worked with Zoom, a doxer and pedophile. Keem, along with certain members of the NCO supporting him, attempted and eventually succeeded.
That's a name I haven't seen. Detective Deckard. His videos were really good.
in doxing Just Destiny, and after that was exposed, it was curtains for this ambitious but ultimately weak project. I mean, they had it coming. They had welcomed in the one reason they made that group chat in the first place, but John's next step up the YouTube social ladder had just broken. However, a much more permanent connection that John had made would be with a number of small but up-and-coming commentary channels.
The one and onlys. These two based. These two not based.
One of them was Nicholas Diorio, a co-host of the popular drama podcast Shot from the Point, with its permanent...
That's literally how Nick got his start in YouTube, by the way. He literally got his start because he was on the Tommy C's Shot from the Point show. That is why he got his start. He was a fan who then became a co-host and then started making his own videos and ended up being bigger than Tommy. So that's actually how he got his start in YouTube. And yeah.
Host and creator Tommy C. You may recognise Tommy from Keemstar's podcast Baited. Nick was a total newcomer to making videos and had only recently got the job as
2025 Nick Diorio crash out. It won't happen. I'm sorry. Nick's the one guy I don't see crashing out at all. Like, he seems to have a pretty firm head on his shoulders.
Co-host, but one of his first videos was
Okay, Tommy C, I could see that.
an expose on Keemstar and the NCO for their doxing deals, which completely blew up. John...
To this day, we got very young, like, 18-year-old Orky here, buddy. I need to get this video.
on Keemstar...
This video is so good. I'm not going to try and glaze hard here, but this is a really good video. But Keemstar has asked Nick to take this video down so many times. Keemstar has asked Nick got felted with the kinetic kill leak. The NT got scared. It's a nothing burger to me. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think it's a big deal. It's not the kind of thing. It's not the kind of thing that I'm gonna cover personally. Just I mean, Soul. I'm sure Soul will be covering it on his return stream, which feel free to go subscribe to him because I'm sure he'll be covering it on his return stream. But it's not the kind of thing that I want to focus on covering. But no, but you will not realise that Keemstar has asked Nick to take this video down multiple times. Even I think last year he told him, can you take this video down? And Nick has refused to take it down so many times, even as a friend of Keemstar's now. So I think you've got to give Nick props where it's due, and it is still a really good video.
And the NCO for their doxing deal.
Well, they're insulting Aiden for calling her cute, and then he's insinuating Mita. Yeah, but it's Aiden. We're allowed to insult him.
Which completely blew up. John also became friends with Augie RFC, a
very young Augie right here. Very young Augie right here.
Commentator who was coming up through live streams, making a space for creators to all hang out. When the NCO's members were questioned about their involvement, John came onto the show to face them.
This is a good stream.
He would also strike up a long-lasting friendship with the aforementioned LT Cobra, alongside connecting with Augie and Nick's friends like Boblax and Tipster. Yeah. By the end of 2019...
Oh dear. I don't think John Swan ever bullied Tipster that much. It is a good one myself. I absolutely agree with you. But it's funny. It is funny to make fun of Aiden. Although I know he just baits for attention though, like with those takes on Twitter. I know that's purely bait. Baby Augie, literally. But Augie was like 16 when he started content. Tipster. Now, Tipster's been taking some W's this year, I won't lie. Well, not this year. Last year, Tipster was taking some W's, to be fair, with the whole Bo Black stuff.
John was in a pretty good position with a lot of friends. He had even bagged himself some work as an editor for The Right Opinion.
Alright. I know James Charles is like completely indefensible now, but this is a very good video. This is a very good video, because this was about the 2019 allegations, and those were completely untrue.
And had made a couple of appearances on his videos discussing proof of fake DMs and his knowledge on copyright issues. He had also started working for different projects, such as the Pescator channel, which was meant to be a competitor to Keemstar's Drama Alert. But was Johnson respected as a creator, or merely just admired for being a good editor? He was definitely talented, but some of his arguments, like his posturing over the process of creating reaction commentary, definitely didn't resonate with others. And whilst everyone was covering drama situations in one of the most crazy years for drama, John set out to make a humble documentary about the game Minecraft, the game that he'd started
This game was my childhood. I do not care what anyone makes fun of me for. I still play Minecraft, only on single player though. But I still play the game, I still love it. It is still like a huge, you know, that game had a massive impact. Toastify is my favorite Indian man. True. I mean, even I was going to say it was Mutahar, but no, I always preferred Toastify's videos. I've been watching Toastify for probably a year now. I really like his videos. Guy's got a future in this space for sure.
his YouTube career playing. John was relentlessly mocked by others for such a decision, and when it didn't perform well upon release, he went back to covering drama. Ironically, since then, the video's gone on to gather 1 million views. So, what was John missing out on? What was going on in early 2020?
Hi, I'm Gemini.
Okay.
I can help with things like
This is a
brainstorming,
bearable advert,
explaining
actually.
something you don't quite understand, or even just chat about something.
Yep. What happened was Onision, and Onision, that is a can of worms that I am not willing to open anymore. Oh my god, that is a can of worms I don't want to open at all. Like genuinely, like at all. I just don't want to open this can. This is a complex drama. My favourite part of it, though, was when Shiloh went after Nick Diorio, and Nick absolutely annihilated her.
You tried to do the FBI, didn't work. You tried to do the police, didn't work. So instead, you resort to the paycheck.
Of course,
If that's talking about Chris Hansen, that's absolutely spot on.
Onision, famously hated YouTuber from back in 2015, who was under constant fire from resurfacing allegations of grooming
How that guy got 2 million, basically 2 million subscribers, I don't know. His content's so bad.
and pedophilia. Onision's extensive history of derangement was the subject of interest for literally everyone. Reddit wine moms, Tumblr users, many YouTubers, Chris Hansen
That was Repsion, by the way. Just to let everyone know, that's Repsion.
of Dateline NBC fame, and the Right Opinion, who was working on a massive series regarding Onision. But he had to face facts. Onision was a deranged sociopath loser who probably did groom those kids. But the coverage from Chris Hansen
agree
and
with
multiple other YouTubers that were milking the situation, they were all outright saying that he was going to jail. That was far from the brutal truth. Grooming is technically not a crime in the US, and any of the crimes that his victims were alleging had a lack of evidence and based itself more on testimony. In fact, the best way that Onision would have realistically gone to jail is from him
I used to watch his side channel. Uh-oh, bro. You know, I never watched Onision at all. I don't know, his content just did not appeal to me. The guy seemed like a deranged loser.
destroying the wetlands
Well, actually, he definitely is a deranged loser, and probably a groomer. I think he probably did groom those kids, but as Toastify says, grooming is not a crime in the US, technically. Which sucks, but is what it is.
outside his house. Apparently the rumour is that when making his Onision video, the Right Opinion knew that saying Onision isn't going to jail was controversial, even if it was right. So rather than stating it himself and getting a potential hit to his reputation, he decided to hand it down to John. And
Onision's a freak. I fully agree with you on that, Ascending. Fully agree. That guy is a total freak. He skirts the line of legality by so much, it's insane. Also, this rumor I fully believe is true. I think this is believable. That Tro basically handed it off to John Swan.
John took the opportunity with open arms. He made a segment which is now on a video that has over 4.5 million views, and John's willingness to stand on an opinion like this in the fire of vicious opposition definitely earned him a lot of respect.
The anti-O community are like actual psychopaths. I swear to God, that community is like actual psychopath stuff. Like genuinely, that community. I mean, you saw. I don't know if anyone saw back then how they went after Nick Diorio. It was crazy, for literally just asking a question.
Especially with those who'd become disillusioned with the insane campaign fueled by Onision's ex-shop.
How am I saying I never had a lot of content? What is this? What is this? You've never had contact with him yet you're having like nightmares of him? Jesus Christ.
Shiloh and the anti-O's, as they call
His religion stuff is J too. I don't know about that stuff.
themselves. Going after Onision was one thing, but going after others and saying they're associated with him because they're criticizing how the whole situation's being handled is something.
Yeah, that's the Nick Diorio situation. I recommend Nick's videos and Black Wolf Company's videos on that. Because Shiloh had basically like a complete meltdown and started like doxing people. And then accused Nick of doing the same thing. And then was like, I've never doxed anyone. But like, yeah, Shiloh's just a complete loser. Complete absolute loser. I don't care if... Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. I'm not bothered, like... I'm trying to think of the way he phrases this. I'll just say, I don't care if she's a victim. She's still, like, this horrible human being. Onision's cult. Both sides are, like, complete degenerates, I swear to God.
Else. So, where was John's next project? Was it further into the Onision case? No. Instead, he decided to reach out and restart a dead drama that he had missed out on from last year. With around 300,000 subscribers, Suzy Lu appeared to be just another blade of grass in...
He made his own religion. Jesus, that's insane. But Suzy Lu, basically, she was like a reaction channel with super bland... She's basically... Like, her reactions were even less than Sniper Wolf. And then she would copyright strike anyone who criticized her, even if they didn't use her content.
In the vast field of reaction YouTubers who stare at other videos with their mouths open. But what separated Suzy from the rest was that she was no stranger to controversy. In 2019, a small YouTuber called Mark After Dark uploaded a video on a game called The Last Guardian VR. In this video, he decided to include a 23-second clip from Suzy's own playthrough where she cried at the game's ending. This innocuous and slightly
Okay, that was very memeable. Okay, I'm gonna be fair. That was very funny.
mean-spirited meme was too far for Suzy, and she marched on it by issuing a copyright strike. What's interesting about this is that the person who issued a copyright strike, aka Suzy, had built her entire career from barely reacting to anime, and she most certainly did not have the legal right to
I have better reactions than this. Subscribe to me.
upload her reactions. Listen, I will back piracy any day of the week, but falsely striking YouTubers because they made a joke about you? That's crazy. Suzy Lu would later issue copyright strikes on Tipster on a video where he...
This is one of the few situations where we are defending Tipster. Because Tipster, I don't think he even used her content. He literally was just interviewing someone about her.
Simply interviewed a fair use lawyer about her case, and she would also later go onto Augie FC show to be confronted by other YouTubers. Once there, she was told to show a...
Are they going to show... Okay, I think I remember. Yeah, I think Toastify is going to show the clip, which I think is one of the funniest clips of After Hours.
report history, which was filled
Already have, yeah.
to the brim with videos about her.
Oh.
Appreciate the subs, guys, by the way. I'm doing this just for fun at the end of the day. I don't want to make money. I'm not even accepting donations, so...
No. Well, you gotta see video.
This clip is
we can't
fake.
see
No, we
that.
need the screen share.
We need the screen share.
Oh,
You need to-
whoa, hold on.
Lots of GG Reloaded though.
Yeah, lots of GG Reload.
Oh no.
Yeah, we can't have
And
the
you
screen
can
share.
we,
We got
look.
screen share.
She can scroll down too. Like, where's the scroll?
Oh my.
Wait.
Look on the
Ooh,
right hand
this is
side.
not-
You can scroll down.
This is not a good look, Suzy.
Wait a
Yeah,
minute, it's all the
that's
stuff talking about the story. Wait a minute.
Yeah, wait.
a minute. Susie, no.
Now, all this occurred in...
I love that clip. That is... Kids to the video jangles and Mutaha. Okay. That's something... I'm gonna be real, that drama's a bit too... If you want to donate to me and said, for real, cool guy, we might actually be able to get you a job, mate. Or you could donate to Soul Skibbity. That's another option. To start his fund for, I don't know, his... I don't know, I don't know, I can't think of a funny joke. But, yeah, that clip is such a funny clip. Only had 44 viewers, by the way, at the time as well, which is crazy. Sits there before you can go. Yeah, I don't know really. I think Tipster was kind of in the right. No, I don't think Tipster was really in the right there. I can't really remember the debate that much. If I cover it, it'll be another time in the future though. Because Tipster's a guy. Turkish. Okay, donate to Skull Skibbity for his Turkish hairline surgery.
in the middle of 2019, so why was it now being brought up? Well, Susie's ability to get away with the false copyright strikes, especially on Tipster's video when he didn't even use her content, it was all very suspicious, and those suspicions were all but confirmed when she turned up in the newest edition of YouTube Rewind. Not only that, but
that was 2019. That wasn't the really trash one. Wasn't the really trash one 2018? The one that literally everyone hates.
her channel was also temporarily terminated.
It wasn't a debate. It was Bloodsports. Yeah, Okay, yeah, Bloodsports is. Bloodsports is based. I love commentary Bloodsports.
Before being promptly put back up a few days later. Again, really suspicious because a lot of YouTubers don't get their channels back that quickly unless they make a stink about it on Twitter. All of this was a perfect topic for John to cover, because if you know his content, you also might know of his expertise and skill in copyright law.
John Swan was the guy you went to about copyright. Like, if Ethan Klein, he's the guy who knows about fair use. John Swan was the guy you went to for copyright, because this guy has a near unmatched expertise in copyright.
Something that he developed a bit of an obsession with over the years. This was what intrigued him with the Just Destiny case in the first place. This was his bread and butter. And so, in March 2020, John Swan uploaded Susie Lou, the most problematic YouTuber you've never heard of, and it blew up. What separated it from everyone else's videos at the time was that it collected everything into a nice, easily digestible video that was both interesting to those who knew nothing about the situation and those who knew everything.
There's Bobby. There is Bobby right there. I don't understand why she's a fan. I've never heard until people started making videos on her. Same, actually. I'd never heard of her before that. Yeah, John Swan's videos were great, though.
Video also had a few cameos from other YouTubers in the community, and of course we can't forget the editing skill and the presentation. There was one final thing that propelled it into the algorithm: its takedown. Due to some jokes about the size of Susie's forehead, she decided to flag the video to her partner manager, and it instantly went down. But John's persistence and the community support of the re-upload—
How dare they make jokes about the size of her forehead? Goodness me, like, how can you be so soft online, I swear to God.
Turned it into a success. Within 2 videos in a few months, John had established himself inside the community as a creator. His channel shot up to around 50,000 subscribers within a month. The fact that John's videos had so much effort put into them, were so well researched and yet so infrequent, made them into an event that you dropped everything to go watch, and his new subscribers awaited his next video. But who would he go after next? To get the
Life in the skies. This is going to be Chris Hansen, I imagine.
Context of John's next video, we need to rewind back to 2019, the height of the Onision situation and the many YouTubers spearheading the hate train against him. One of them was Chris Hansen. Wait, the Chris Hansen? Yes, that Chris Hansen, the one known across America and possibly the world as the guy with the show where he baited child predators to houses and caught them with their pants down, both figuratively and sometimes literally. So wait, what on earth is he doing on YouTube? Well, to answer that—
That's a good question, to be honest with you. I don't... I don't want... I will just say it right now. I am a pretty big disliker, shall we say, of Chris Hansen. Driving this guy because he is a swan and they have wings, exactly. I love swans, by the way. I just wanted to say that. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful birds. Really aggressive, but beautiful. Wasn't he the guy who made the Muppet? No? Chris Hansen's the guy who went on Just Catch a Predator, mate. I never liked Chris Hansen. Ascending, you are smart. Because I haven't liked Chris Hansen for a bit, so. Because of how he went about this. It's clear he was only in this story for the money. It's really disappointing. One's a beautiful facts. Like, I don't know, I remember when I was a kid I used to go down to the river and feed like all the birds and the swans were always there. I remember one time I saw like this bird, it's like a small little bird called a coot. And it started like fighting this swan, like fighting it off. It was really impressive. Didn't you also make the Muppets? Fact check, okay. I'll have a look quickly, hold on. I don't think he did. That was Jim Henson. Jim Henson, not... That was Jim Henson, not Chris Hansen. Different people. You're my human swan ascending, majestic, beautiful, and white. Fucking hell. Oh, God. I'm stealing that one for my girlfriend, by the way, probably. in some capacity.
That you gotta first ask what happened to a show To Catch a Predator. Chris Hansen lost his spot on Dateline NBC after one of his pedos shot himself when the police.
I'm sorry, but I have literally no sympathy for the guy who killed himself. That might be a hot take, but I have no sympathy at all. Like, it's a paedophile, I don't care.
Came, followed by a $105 million lawsuit dropped on NBC, and then a scandalous affair with a young news reporter. Over the years, Hansen looked to the internet for a new lease in his career's life, and used Kickstarter to restart the show under a different name. And hey, he got a new job on TV, and the show started getting predator catches. But Hansen's many supporters were promised things for the support, stuff like t-shirts, mugs, hats, the usual. Eventually in September 2017, Chris bought $13,000 worth of merchandise and paid for them with a check, but Hansen's checks bounced, and in early...
I definitely recommend John Swan's videos actually on Chris Hansen, because I think they're really well made. Them, or if you want to watch the originals, go watch Nick's videos, because Nick's are really good.
2019, Hansen was in serious trouble. Not only was he arrested because of his bounced check that paid for the merchandise, but the arrest revealed that he was in over $1.4 million worth of debt. Thankfully for Chris, the Onision wave had rolled into an entire tsunami, and it captured his interest. Chris started looking into the case, and was soon doing regular streams with massive turnouts, where he interviewed integral people to the Onision case, like victims, prominent YouTubers, and former affiliates. Having the guy known for catching pedos on Onision's case, knocking on his door asking him...
This was crazy. I'm gonna be real, this was an amazing moment. Choose Nick's videos instead. I think I prefer John's, but I do really like Nick's videos as well. Probably because I just like John's editing, because frankly he is a better editor than... My great sound to me is the ones that made owned by... Okay, I'm not smart enough to say that, Sol. I'm smart enough not to say that, man. Okay? Okay.
Him to have a seat, hearing his panicked call to 911, all this was crazy, and insanely good PR for the crowd against Onision. But Hansen was not perfect even in this area. Over the months, Chris's
He threw the wrong... Wait, no way did he do that. That's amazing.
interviews had slowly gone from key figures to everyone and anyone who was somewhat affiliated to Onision, and it wasn't as if he was handling the situation well either. Sarah, a victim of Onision's partner Kai, claimed there were explicit pictures that Kai sent to her when she was underage. Hansen got in touch with his contacts at the FBI and told Sarah to send it to Vincent Nicotra, a web designer and
The absolute legend that is Vincent Nicotra. Almost got himself... Like, the thing is, cool guy, you know that Sol would read that without hesitation.
and internet guy, as Chris describes him, who was working for Chris for free. And contrary to Sarah's belief,
Kai is Onision's boyfriend or husband. I don't know if they were married. Kai was Onision's husband, I think. I think they were husband, because Onision, I think, was bi, I think? He's either gay or bi, I'm not sure.
that it had been sent to the FBI, the laptop was actually just sitting in Vincent's
Sol, I know you would, shush.
office for months. Vincent himself was going crazy on Twitter, posting people's doxes and sending this to Chris.
This is the funniest message ever.
This has gone far enough for the trolls. Sorry to ruin your New Year's Eve, but I'm taking matter into my own hands with a f***ing N-word troll. That's right, I said N-word because this troll is a f***ing N-word. This is not up for discussion and debate. My family is attacked. Maybe if I got paid, I would be more calm and talk to a shrink about this bullshit. Whoa. So it's nice to...
She'll version change gender? I don't think so. I don't think she was. I don't think so. The N-word troll. I don't know if she was a girl. I have no idea, to be honest.
to hear that this laptop was in the right hands. As a result of this meltdown, Vincent was fired, and Chris got in Mike Morse, an attorney from Detroit, who was dealing with a number of sexual assault cases against him.
Bro, Chris Hansen has worse background checks than Mr. Beast, man. Like, jeez.
And as time went on, Chris appeared to become way more desperate for money and would try and get it any way he could, promoting scams like a dodgy cleaning product that claimed to kill the coronavirus during the height of the pandemic, advertising for the campaigns of anti-Semitic politicians, or promoting a phone sold by the family of Pablo Escobar, which was just a Samsung reskin with a bumped up price. He would also be putting up a cameo and reading pretty much everything.
I hear you've gotten into the Epstein pilot program.
And plugging.
No. Toastify, you should have played the full thing. He said, I hear you've gotten into the Epstein pilot program at such a young age. That was brilliant. It's just shooting out to Lucas. Oh, wow. Ah, didn't know that.
An anti-scam book made by a known con artist. Furthermore, when Chris finally had the opportunity to interview Onision himself, something he'd been building up for this entire time, he fumbled. He placed too many checks and monitors.
Onision was super lenient with Chris Hansen as well. He placed so many monetary barriers on Onision. It's actually insane. Like, he would not. Onision's like, eventually was just like, okay, we'll have it on your channel, but I want it so that it is not monetized. And then he still wouldn't have it. It's so clear Chris was just in it for the money.
Barriers, and Onision slipped away elsewhere. All this had been building over the last few months, and was finally compiled when John Swan uploaded these two videos looking at Hansen's history and his various scams. John's Hansen videos felt like he had leveled up his editing and storytelling to a higher degree, with one of them having 3 million views as of today. And at the end of his second video, John teases a mysterious part 3, but part
3 never actually happened. I don't really know what it was supposed to contain.
Whatever it was, would sadly never come to fruition. Alongside Vincent Nicotra and Mike Morse, Chris added another affiliate to his team, a stalker and doxer named Anonymous Gene.
They are still active today, by the way. This person is still active today. I actually had an interaction with them on Twitter last year, where I didn't respond to them at all, because one of the people I was talking to from like the metalcore scene actually brought up Chris Hansen. And then Anonymous Gene was like, "Oh, this is something you've been told by these drama tubers," which was insane to me, because the person who I was talking to literally does not watch drama YouTube at all, and probably hates most of them. Nick talked about it a bit when he reacted to the Toastify video. Okay, I'll probably look into that.
Gene would start posting the doxers of Onision and his family, and would engage in harassment campaigns against those critical of Hansen's work. And Hansen would be there with Gene privately, they were friends, they were talking in the DMs. When John posted his first video, Gene posed as Onision and tried to take the video down with a false copyright strike. This was stopped by none other than Onision himself, who stepped in and said that he was being impersonated. And from there...
Rare Onision W. Rare Onision W right there.
It really escalated. Gene went from harassment campaigns and false claims about John botting to probably being responsible for a temporary mass Twitter banning of Chris Hansen's...
He absolutely was. He 100% was involved with that.
Those vocal critics, of course with Chris still affiliated and talking to him more than he talked to his own kids. Hansen was ducking questions on stream about him from John's supporters, and this all led to Gene doxing John Swan and contacting his high school friends saying he was a pedophile. Arguably the worst of Gene's actions was him going after John's younger sister, posting pictures of her from school. This was one of John's toughest periods, and his video discussing and exposing all of it in January 2021 led to immense backlash.
I'm sorry, but what Anonymous Gene did to John Swan was so fucked. I know people hate John Swan. I understand that. But, like, what people are in the comments like, "Oh my god, I don't feel bad for you, da da da." Like, no, I'm sorry, the guy's younger sister got doxxed. You absolutely should feel bad for him. Like, what happened was completely fucked. Hello, Quokka. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're enjoying your day.
Against Chris Hansen. Sadly, despite all this, Hansen has been coasting off his legacy and still has a sizable audience. But the damage to Chris was done, and this was John at his best when making videos. And I do want to talk about that briefly, because whilst there are many videos out there on John Swan, none of them stop and appreciate how good he was at the time, even though that's a crucial part of his entire story.
Toastify is like the British John Swan to an extent, with like the flashy. His style is very similar to John Swan. But he's like not like a total degenerate who became like the biggest idiot in commentary.
I think most people can agree that John's Chris Hansen videos are the peak of his career.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
The fact that he was going after someone with such a revered reputation who had still done some pretty things was a case that most probably won't be able to navigate, but John did. Not only that, but John's impact on the community was visible. Some of John's editing effects, transitions, and general video style were being copied by every small and new commentator on the block, many of them being fans of his. John Swan became the new standard of quality ethics and journalism in online drama. He brought around this new lick of paint to the comedy community, one that's lasted to this day. Additionally, because John was a musician, he was also skilled in audio issues, and his microphone generally sounded better than everyone, which
Boblax and Nick have both said that they still use John's mic settings to this day. Because, you know, I think even Justin Wang uses them.
which is worth noting because he would connect and help many other YouTubers with their mic issues. But whilst John's editing was high above anyone else in the scene, his scripting was quite different. Writing has never really been John's strongest suit.
Even research, in my opinion, hasn't been John's strongest suit. Like, that's more Nick's strong suit. Like, John's strong suit was his editing and ability to put something in a fairly easily... I can't speak, fucking hell. A fairly easy, compactable format to be able to explain something to the average viewer. That was a good skill he had. I need those mic settings. So do I.
Throughout his career, and you can tell by watching some of his older videos. Yet John's videos on Suzy Lu and Chris Hansen performed excellently, and they were surprisingly strong in their scripts. As it turns out, Nicholas Diorio had also made videos on Suzy Lu and Chris Hansen a few months prior, and similarities between their scripts seem to come up a lot, especially in John's second video on Chris Hansen. This wasn't a collab like later projects, this was a claim of plagiarism, a claim that John had been copying parts of Nick's videos.
If these people sound like they were born yesterday, that's because they actually were. The Nano Vapor Biotech website was literally registered from GoDaddy.com one day before the stream with Chris Hansen.
If it seems like these people were born yesterday, that's because they probably were. The website domain for this revolutionary product was registered the day before the stream on Chris Hansen's channel.
But Holly went on to say some incredible things. The most insane one was where she insinuated that Onision now has
Cool guy, you need those mic settings.
confirmed kills.
Holly goes on to tell Chris that Onision has confirmed kills.
This allegation began to gain some steam when Tommy C referred to it on a live stream. I took two lines from Nick's video, this one and the one around the Holly clip. Why? Because they said it better than me. Both of Nick's videos are cited in the description. Text and journalism with a similarity less than 15% is considered acceptable. Good luck finding anything close to that. Okay, John, that is what I said in the podcast. You took two lines and that is all I said. That's really lazy in my book. That was my only criticism. I had another version in the script, but I went back and watched Nick.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it's kind of like, this is kind of a nothing burger. It's kind of a nothing burger. Like, I get, if he took two lines, then I understand that, you know. It is what it is. I mean, Nick's very good at script writing, so...
Nick's videos again, and I just thought his was better, so I used it. This has nothing to do with laziness. He does not see the big issue, and I do not see the big issue. It's two lines. Okay, that is your opinion, but I think taking others' jokes that you admitted to is kinda lazy. If you can live with it, okay, fine. I took the part where you talked about Onision having confirmed kills, if that's what you're referring to, because I found it really funny. I don't know why you're saying jokes in the plural. It was once. Once in the entire 38-minute video. What John skipped over was that it wasn't just two lines from Nick's video. There were plenty of other jokes and passages that had been ripped from Nick.
Which is really easy to do when you'll shout out literally anyone, including your detractors, for just $50.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Nicholas Diorio.
He will even...
Yeah, Nick basically bought a cameo of Chris shouting out Nick because he was having beef with Shiloh at the time, and he included it at the end of his second Shiloh video. It's actually so funny. Nick's Shiloh videos, they're short, but they're very, very based.
even go as far as to shout out one of his biggest detractors.
Chris Hansen here of Hansen versus Predators. To catch a predator and have a seat with Chris Hansen, I'd like to give a big shout out to Nicholas Diorio.
Never mind the fact that I paid him to make that just to throw it in Shiloh's face, who is, by the way, one of the alleged victims he's representing.
Nick paid for this clip just to rub it in Shiloh's face. And remember, Shiloh is one of the alleged victims that Chris Hansen is representing.
And what you'll find is some very conclusive stuff. The research by NanoVapor was done on site at private medical clinic. Yes, this product
This is when the biggest plot twist happens, and that the company is actually called Private Medical Clinic.
works so well that the clinic that performed the tests doesn't even want their fucking name associated with it.
The overwhelming scientific consensus that they were trying to sell you on, that this is a very good product, it's so effective that they can prove it in only 2 pages with large type font in a PDF for a study that was done in private medical clinic.
The study in question is 2 pages long with large type font and was done in private medical clinic. Yes, the clinic who provided the premises for the study didn't even want their name attached to the product.
Hey guys, Chris Hansen here of Hansen vs. Predators, and to catch a predator, I just wanted to tell you all that I've seen this amazing new smartphone called the Escobar Fold 2. Hey guys, Chris Hansen here of Hansen vs. Predators, and to catch a predator, I just wanted to tell you all that I've seen this amazing new smartphone called the Escobar Fold 2.
Well, in case you're unaware,
that part's just funny. I don't really care about that particular bit. That's just funny. I understand why both of them included it.
Brand name Escobar actually unironically comes from Pablo Escobar, who, by the way, was famous for being a Colombian drug lord and narco-terrorist, who was also the founder of the Medellin cartel. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $30 billion in 1993.
You know, Colombian drug lord and narco-terrorist who was the founder and sole leader of the Medellin cartel, dubbed the king of cocaine, the wealthiest criminal in history, monopolizing the cocaine trade into the US in the 80s and 90s, and was also responsible for the death of over 3,000 people.
However, this entire situation didn't really go anywhere past this. Most people who cared about this agreed there were more pressing issues. On top of that, Nicholas Diorio himself didn't want to push the issue, and later stated that he did feel slighted by this, but didn't want to comment because John was blowing up at the time, and it would dampen his friend's success and make him look like a dick.
I agree. I fully agree. If I was Nick, I wouldn't have spoken up about it either, because quite honestly, you know, there is also so many ways to describe. There's only so many ways to describe Pablo Escobar. Exactly. I mean, yeah. All I know is he was very, very rich. Like, I wish I had that amount of money.
Back when this happened, like, I felt awkward about it. I didn't want to say, like, holy shit, dude, my friend is stealing from me. Okay? I don't, because, I mean, that sounds pretty gay, right? I don't want to be the guy on Twitter who's being like, oh my god, because John Swan was a big, successful YouTuber at the time who was pulling in, I don't even think the combined views on my 2 videos were 200,000. This video did 800,000. So until John's whole life and career ended, there was no way for me to argue about this without sounding like a petty bitch.
Nick puts it perfectly. There is literally no way he could have argued this. Unfortunately. I mean, I wouldn't have argued it because, quite frankly, I wouldn't. Again, like Nick, I wouldn't have wanted to, you know, dampen my friend's success. Like, I know people view Nick as a bit of an arsehole. I mean, he is, but from what I've seen of him, he's a very loyal guy to his friends, and I have to really respect that because at the end of the day, I'm very loyal to my friends. I'm not afraid to cut people off though, if they're being like complete morons. But
who was like jealous of his current success.
And that wasn't the only issue with John Swan.
Hey commentary community, I'm outside right now touching some grass. I think you guys could all take a little bit of advice from that.
I love this clip. I love this clip. Oh my god.
Remember, the internet isn't as serious as you may think it is. You may think a lot of the things hold more weight than they really do. Try and get outside. Touch some grass sometime.
Though John had elevated himself to admiration and fame, he seemingly kept hanging around and working with smaller commentary channels. I know there's a saying of never forget where you came from, but John was directly interacting with these people and getting involved in situations he really didn't need to. After his initial blow-up, his actual next target was none other than Raintism, a small commentator who'd been doing YouTube for 10 years just for the result of a measly
They became more cynical with time, after getting screwed over multiple times. Yeah. That's very fair. I mean, Nick was already a pretty cynical guy, but I think he just got more of an arsehole over time, which is totally fair. I think, you know, I can agree with Nick. But I think most of his friends came from Augie's show.
400 subscribers. Raintism was a bit of a lolcover's day in 2020. After being made fun of by John and a couple of others after he was defending another commentary e-girl, long story, Raintism went off and tweeted hours later that John making fun of him had led to a heart attack and
What? Hello, commentary community. I'm outside right now touching some grass. I haven't touched grass today. I should probably go out, to be honest. I should probably go out for a run, you know, later after I'm done with this stream.
he was in the hospital. This is something that he later admitted to faking. John would end up milking Raintism for all that he was worth in a stream and a video on his second channel, mocking him and his leaving TwitLonger. Again, whilst it's absolutely fair to make fun of a guy like Raintism, the fact that John had gone to the extent of making this much content about a total nobody is worth noting. Another small commentator who John got involved with was Elucid.
This is a bit of a subject. I'll recreate it. Now he's in crypto. Okay, still not to do. Okay, wait, ascending. Wait, where did you see that from? Was that from the Chronicles of Time podcast tweet? Because if it's from that tweet is complete bullshit. You got baited. Sol should recreate it. True, with his Welsh accent and everything. That would be so funny.
One side primitive short video essays with flashy lights, and the other side just being a typical run-of-the-mill commentary YouTuber. Elucid and John Swan didn't really know each other, apart from John helping Elucid in a false copyright hit against his channel in—
Oh, by the way, actually, just off topic, but the Elucid video is how I found Toastify, by the way. Because I was like, what the hell's this Elucid situation? And I looked it up and I found Toastify's video, and that's literally how I found his channel. And I think Toastify said on a live stream it's probably his favorite video he's made. Yeah, it's one of my favorite. It's probably one of my favorites he's made. I still think the French girl video is the best video he made, though.
in mid-2020.
That or that or this one.
The connection is because Elucid was accused in late 2020 of pedophilia. The allegations seem to be strong, but within the same day of them being published, John Swan started up a stream intervening.
The age gap, I think he was like 19 or 18, and the girl was like 14. So
Within an hour,
Not
he
great.
and everyone else had concluded that the current evidence against Elucid was fake and unreliable, and everyone's opinion on the situation turned instantly, which is yet another testament to how much impact and influence he had on the community. Interestingly, something that barely anyone had picked up on at the time is that John's logic to disprove the evidence was totally wrong. The entire idea revolves around the fact that the Instagram UI was wrong, which is incorrect, and the iPhone screen recording had massive spikes of lag, which is totally normal for the hardware. Elucid was essentially falsely cleared by John, but the most well-known case of John fucking with small commentators is Pieman. Unlike Raintism, who always hated him, and Elucid, who didn't. Elucid was
casual self-shill here by Toastify, by the way, but actually, nah, I respect it. This is a really good video, to be fair to. She is mature for her age. Oh, fucking hell, okay. I never like that excuse. I never ever like that excuse at all. Anyone who's like, oh, she was mature for her age, like, I don't buy. That excuse just screams nonce.
Was essentially falsely cleared by John, but the most well-known case of John fucking with small commentators is Pieman. Unlike Raintism, who always hated him, and Elucid, who didn't really keep up with him, Pieman was a die-hard fan of John Swan and his content. He had started his career with a huge 3-hour video going over the career of LT Corbett, or Soph, an old commentary channel.
That is a very old situation that I even don't know about very well. It's the worst excuse ever. No, well, actually, let me think. No, the worst excuse is it was my confession was my suicide note. That's the worst excuse.
And it was an impressive achievement, especially for someone who was only 15 at the time. On Twitter, you could see Pieman regularly interacting with John's tweets alongside his other friends, and when John later made a request asking for parody exposed videos on him for stream
Officer, she was mature for her age, I swear. Oh god.
content, Pieman answered the call, and his video was the first to be featured by John, and that decision was intentional. Did he have the best editing or writing in the world? Not really. But what matters about
Toastify, I think, used to be friends with Pieman, at least to some extent. I mean, if Toast was here, he feel sure to correct me, but I think he was friends with or knew Pieman to some extent.
About Pieman is that he was a young kid and you could tell that he was putting his heart into making videos. However, things weren't to last. It begins as all online tragedies begin on Discord.
This is a fact. Toastify spitting facts right here.
In one of the many small commentary Discord servers out there, Pieman met a Twitter user inside the community called IMAlexStan69. Pieman and IMAlexStan hated.
Why would you even interact with someone called IMAlexStan? It was like 15 and 13. Yeah. No, it was ascending. He was like 15 and the girl was like 13. Who is next, little Aiden. It'll be Aiden or Mrau, but I don't know which. If you're talking about big commentators, I don't really see anyone crashing out right now. Personally, I don't see anyone crashing out. But out of the streamers, maybe Aiden. But I think Aiden's smart enough not to. But wasn't it? Yeah, no. The girl was like 13 and he was like 15. And then it turns out the girl was lying about her age and she was 12. I'll get to the... But I think Toastify's going to explain that in a second.
It off and quickly began flirting with each other on Discord and Twitter. Keep in mind, Pieman was 15 at the time, and
Tommy C is next. I could see that.
IMAlexStan was 13. Or at least that's what Pieman thought, until someone later informed him that IMAlexStan was actually 12. In response, Pieman said that it now felt really weird, but at the same time, knowing that her age was lower than he thought actually turned him on more.
What is this message still? Maybe I'm just, maybe it's just maybe I was a bit mature for my age at the time when I was 15. But what is this message? It's two kids, I get that. Sorry, hold on. I had to clear my throat. I just like, why would you message this? I get he's like a kid who has like no filter though. I totally get that, but like, it's just not the kind of message you should be saying at all. One of Morale E-Girls will be one is downfall, probably. Probably, yeah.
Expectedly, the screenshot was then leaked to the public. Initially, this was met with a lot of ridicule, as you would imagine, but the situation was derailed when John Swan and his friends came in.
John had no need to get involved here, because the kid's obviously looking like a paedophile. He obviously isn't. He just said something really stupid. Isn't he, like, autistic? I mean, he's in commentary, so he probably is.
And began berating Pieman as if he were a pedophile.
By the way, don't you dare leak these things. Yeah, he put that. Like, bro, that was always gonna get leaked. What do you mean?
They did outright say he wasn't, but their treatment of him and the other tweets implied something very different. Now, did Pieman deserve being called a pedophile? No. To be clear, what Pieman said was incredibly weird, but he was again only 15 at the time. It was hard to pin him down as a vicious predator threatening children when he was also a kid and a social reject who hadn't even talked to a woman in real life.
That's sad, to be fair. He's like an autistic 15-year-old. Yeah, he was the one. No. He was the one who actually got into John Swan's account. It wasn't his. It wasn't John's autistic cousin. It was Pieman. You know, it was Pieman, the autistic 15-year-old. Is he autistic? He's in commentary. Literally cool guy. We're all autistic if we're in commentary. But no, like, I don't know. That's kind of sad that he'd actually not spoken to a woman in real life. It's kind of sad, actually. A little bit, like, weird, yeah, but it's kind of sad, actually. I don't know. I was at a point, to be fair, myself, where the majority of my friends were girls, actually, to an extent. Nowadays, they're not. Quite a few of them I've cut off. Pieman is literally me. Yeah, you, if you actually had a good mic and good editing.
Let alone a relationship.
Have you ever spoken to a female? Like, this is a genuine question. Like, do you know?
I'm gonna be honest. I have not had. Wait.
That ratio is kind of brutal. 40 likes to 38 replies. That's kind of brutal.
I'm gonna be honest. I've not had an actual conversation with a female outside of Twitter.
It's weird. I don't know. It's like that. It's just in stream bullying like a 15-year-old. And John Swan himself was like 19 or 20 at this point. Why are we getting so many strays? Bro, you're asking for them, for God's sake.
You see, we have reached the root of the problem.
Given he was 15, there was...
For the record, I think it's totally fair to feel weird about what Pyman said. There's as much way of handling this and putting you on blast on Twitter to everyone. This should have been handled privately. I agree. That's a fair take.
Absolutely time for him to change if he took the correct steps and took a break from the internet to live a real life, instead of being engrossed in online degeneracy. But despite all of that, John Swan, Pyman's own idol, was at the head of the charge against him. This all culminated in a livestream on Drama Time, Pyman's drama podcast, where essentially everyone got to call in and bully Pyman for 3 hours. And
this is basically the sign when he did that live stream. This is kind of the sign that like he's going off the rails. Like mentally, he wouldn't have been doing very well at all. I don't know. Look, I think I'm not gonna say like you shouldn't like bully the kid to an extent, because that would be like, because at the end of the day that's just commentary. Commentary was like bullying kids to an extent, but like this is a sign just to let up. Like I don't know. It's just I don't think people should have gone at him nearly as hard as they did.
And amongst them was John Swan, with an even harsher rendition of his previous Twitter comments.
I'm not going to be here for very long. I'm not going to be on for very long. I just, like... Dude. Like, what the f***? Like... Yeah. What the f***? I just...
I don't know why I said that. I'm not attracted to 12-year-olds. I don't know why I said that.
Why would you say it then?
I don't know.
Why would you say that? Out of everything you could have said, why did you say that?
That was, you know, it was a big f up. It was something which is really bad. And I'm very stupid. I'm an idiot.
You mean that's fine?
You still said it,
it's
though.
fine to say that, mate. But you said it in DMs, right? And you even cemented it because it's earlier on when Cobra was in the call. You thought that wasn't going to get leaked. You thought that was going to say private. Why would you say that in private, not thinking it was going to get leaked if you didn't mean it?
Situation.
So you.
I hate this for John, man. This is just John being a complete idiot.
You knew that it was bad. You knew what you were saying was bad. If that got out, you knew that it was bad. That's why you didn't want it to get leaked. So you knew what you were saying. You can't wiggle your way out of this one, mate. You can't wiggle your way out of this one.
Let me talk.
How is that not going to get leaked? Like, dude, can you not think like ahead?
Well,
like, dude, how does that not get leaked?
She said that she wouldn't leak it, and of course
she's 12. Dude,
I went into damage control mode and I really panicked and
you
stuff.
Lied.
Yes, I lied. That was really bad, and I don't have an excuse for that.
But if you legitimately feel this way, you need some help, right? You need to go. You need to log off. You need to like leave online settings because you cannot have a public platform when you've admitted to this stuff. And this stuff is going to haunt you now forever online. Like you've said that's come out. People are always going to know. You've tweeted some very horny tweets before, which is really strange. And I unfollowed you. That was partly the reason why I unfollowed you a few weeks ago. Looks like I dodged a fucking bullet there. And it shows that you don't have self-restraint and you can't think before you speak. You don't have self-awareness. And those are important traits to have if you have an online platform. I don't know if you can save yourself here, then. Like, this is something that's gonna be with you for ages.
This is kind of uncomfortable to listen to because it's just John berating like a 15-year-old. It's genuinely kind of uncomfortable to listen to be honest with you.
And you need to get it sorted out. I don't even know if you can come back. I don't know if you should.
Unsurprisingly, this wouldn't end well, as after the livestream, Pyman posted his suicide note to Twitter. Thankfully, he would survive as his parents intervened and got him to therapy, and the situation entered a mellow lull. People felt as if they had taken—
I feel so bad. Well, I just feel so bad for how Pyman was treated. Yeah, the guy's kind of like an online degenerate now, but I feel so bad for how he got treated here, man. Because he didn't deserve it at all.
Stuff too far in the heat of the moment, but John retold the story in a very different light. You'd think by now that the YouTuber with 100,000 subscribers would just leave this frankly irrelevant alone once it got too serious, but he didn't. To his stream viewers, John said that Pieman was weaponizing his life to get out of the situation.
But at the end of the document, he said, I might just upload my next video and then myself. And I'm just... It came out later. Okay, well, he didn't... Those weren't genuine. That was...
Didn't Pieman translate? Yeah, Pieman is Pie Girl now. Yeah, she's trans now. So, yeah, it's Pie Girl now.
Wasn't a genuine thing. He, like, literally, like, turned around and said he's fine. So he tried to weaponize his suicide attempt to try and make us feel bad about him saying he was being attracted to a 12-year-old.
John also says that he was trying to stop Pieman from doing a stream.
No. John, you'd think he'd learnt to be a bit more responsible than this. Like, the kid was obviously not suicide baiting. Like, I think it's very obvious that the kid wasn't. So, yeah.
And I told them, the first thing I got on there, I actually went on, because I was like, guys, turn off the stream. You shouldn't be streaming about this. Like, what are you doing?
Which is technically true.
In fact, you need to end the stream. You shouldn't even be live streaming right now, because nothing that you're saying is even helping you, and it's actually making it worse. So you need to end the stream.
But what's important is that John was trying to frame it as if it was his primary intention, when it clearly wasn't. John just wanted to excitedly make fun of Pieman and berate him some more.
Well, I wanted it to not get leaked because I could tell, out of context,
yes, of course.
it looks
I
really
want
bad.
that to get leaked either, Pieman, because that's really incriminating. There's no context that makes that okay. There's no context that makes that okay. I'm sorry, there is no context. I'm like, dude, you just can't.
Much later, when Pieman uploaded a video asking John to apologize to him, John would hop onto a Lucid's livestream.
John Swan should have apologized to Pieman. And even then, his apology, that he did actually apologize, I'm told, was very forced.
And laugh at the video with a bunch of others.
I think I provided...
And yes, that is a Lucid, by the way.
enough information to prove that John is not perfect. He has made mistakes. Mistakes deserving of an apology. This is why I want everyone who watched this video to tweet #apologize_John Swan.
What the situations with Raintism, Elucid, and especially Pieman say about John Swan is more of a reflection of his ego. Again, let me make it clear that in all cases, he never had to get involved, and he genuinely could have just ignored them. It wasn't like a major story or a major point against him was even being made. Even with someone like Rain...
It's like, it's totally okay for someone like Sol, for example, or Cool Guy, and maybe even me to some extent, to get involved in these small, stupid commentary dramas. Because at the end of the day, we are a small channel. I am a total nobody in this space. A complete nobody. I have like 300 subscribers and barely any viewers. I don't have the impact that someone like John Swan, who had 100,000 subscribers, has.
Raintism, who had directly accused John Swan of bullying him into a heart attack, he had already rescinded his claim by the time John had made his stream. At least with Elucid, he thought he was clearing a false allegation, and with Pieman, it just doesn't make sense, especially when you consider that Raintism and Elucid were both adults, whilst again, Pieman was 15. Why would John do this? Is it some sort of a thrill or a sense of power?
He had a power trip. I think he had a power trip. That's what happened. He had a huge power trip, in my opinion.
From messing with these people, bullying them around and facing no repercussions because they're nobodies.
This kid's continually been like ratioed by bigger YouTubers.
Aiden again, boys. There's Aiden. There's Aiden. Aiden, how old was Aiden at this point? He would have been like 15, surely. Yeah, he would have been like 15, I think.
Like more like I like John, but like I'll say his name. John like has been going at this kid for a while. The poor kid DM'd him something, or it might have been somebody else. He's like, "Can you lay off?"
Here's the deal. Here's my stance on that. All right, here's my stance on that.
Small con with no influence. Let's attack him. Low hanging fruit.
When it's actually
there's Mike the Bike as well. I love his parodies. I don't know. I might use one of his parodies in like an intro to one of my streams in future.
Allegations, and when the kid is already like off the edge anyway, like, and you're trying to throw real. I was just like, all right, this is just gonna f you over in the future or whatever. I have no issue if people are ratioing the kid or whatever, just making fun of him or whatever. I can't take a stance against that because that'd be inherently hypocritical from my perspective. But you gotta calling the kid a pedo is a lot different than, you know, just making fun of him or just goofing on him or whatever. You know, there's a little bit of a difference between that.
Augie swept a decent amount for John here. Gonna be real. I think Augie swept a bit for John. I agree generally a little bit, mostly I agree with Augie, but I think he did sweep a little bit for John here, because they were friends.
It's hard to convey how popular Dream was back in 2020, because when you hear his name nowadays, you usually think of something like this.
Oh god.
I'm in love with the miners.
But back before...
I disavow. I disavow Toastify. I disavow that. I remember watching his response to that in 2023, and I thought it was actually very, very good response. And I disavow anybody still making those claims that this guy's a paedophile now, because he just so clearly isn't. I know. Biggest example of cancel culture.
Before all the allegations, Dream was on top of the online world. His Minecraft videos and the Dream SMP had captured the imagination of a generation of...
I actually really like Dream's videos. Maybe this is a hot take, but I've always thought his manhunt videos were so well done. And I always loved watching them. Like, they're just insanely good to watch, and they kind of re-inspired my love for Minecraft to an extent.
For teenagers in the middle of a lockdown. But it didn't immediately start like this. Before Dream blew up and became as big as he was making videos that were more about the technicality of Minecraft. In fact, he was even in...
Dream is just kind of a loser, or not a creep, whatever. Yeah, I agree with that. From what I've seen, from what people have said, like, in private, Dream is kind of like some egotistical, like, loser type person. Hold on, let me just... There you go, just get my light in my room on, because I've been doing it in the dark the whole time. He's just kind of like a little bit of an egotistical loser. He's not a paedophile or anything, or a creep. He definitely should have been more responsible with his fans, though. That's something I can 100% agree with. And I think it's a valid criticism. I think even he will tell you that. Like, from what Tommy Innit was saying, I think he encouraged too much parasocial relationship. Not necessarily. I think he didn't realize. I think he was just completely ignorant to what was going on. And, like, what level it was at. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Interviewed by John Swan in his Minecraft...
That's a valid criticism, though.
...video essay that we mentioned. In a way, Dream's path from then onwards was very much like John's. He had entered a community as a talented and underrated creator, and through a number of well-made videos, had skyrocketed to the top of the Minecraft community, changing how a lot of other creators operate.
Dream actually was... he is the most subscribed Minecraft channel, I think, on YouTube. It was Dan TDM, who I still hold a massive soft spot for.
And just like John, there were things to criticize him on. In gaining his popularity, Dream had attracted a loyal and fervent fandom of young people obsessed with him and his work, fitting nicely under the label of stans. He would be trending every single day on Twitter due to
Dream fans are total freaks, by the way.
Thousands of people tweeting about something he had said or joked about on his stream. And although this is not a blanket representation of everyone, some of these fans were crazy people who doxed, harassed, and drew graphic gore art of people they hated or even loved. It even came to the point that Dream had to Photoshop out the reflection in his cat's eyes when posting a picture so that his fans couldn't find out who he was. And
you know what else? You know what else I have to say? Is that, like, there were some people even drawing, like, not safe for work art of, like, people like Tommy Innit and Dream and all that. And Dream's gone on record to say he doesn't really care about it. But obviously don't ever draw anyone underage. Because, like, that's literally, like, lolly, whatever it is. Not even lolly, I don't really know what it would come under. But it's, like, fucking, like, weird. Like, I mean, if you want to be Shadman, you can be Shadman. But, you know, you're going to get a lot of backlash and you're a total creep.
Despite those facts, Dream would continue to actively encourage their toxic behaviour. Perhaps it's no surprise then that when his rabid fanbase turned on him, not much sympathy was to be had. At the time, John Swan had just finished his collaboration with Nicholas Diorio, looking into the YouTuber Deji.
These videos, okay, the 3-part series on Deji, I think, was John Swan's best ever work. I absolutely love those videos. I literally even watched them again yesterday, because they're just so well made. Part 3 is probably my favourite part of the 3 parts. The first and third parts are on John's channel. Second part's on Nick's channel.
And was moving towards the future. He was now planning to work with a smaller and very talented commentary creator.
Very underrated creator, Cordwit, by the way. Very underrated.
Known as Cordwit, on his video encompassing Dream's controversies, and in order to promote it, John would post tweets highlighting the issues with Dream and his fanbase. This got him the usual backlash, but it did also get him on Dream's radar, and after a post in which
I wonder what that video would have been, by the way. I wish that video still came out.
John was gloating about his recent Twitter growth, Dream responded on a small subreddit. This guy is bad news. A while back, right after I interviewed with him for a Minecraft documentary, he changed his profile picture and name on Discord to mine, and started DMing people pretending to be me. He sent people the N-word and a lot of other stuff, as well as said sexual stuff, whilst claiming that it was me, and giving his main Twitter to vouch, where he would then from his main Twitter vouch that it was me and say that we were amazing friends and link the documentary to prove it. Once I confronted him about it, very nicely given the circumstances, he said that his friend had hacked his account and done it. I didn't reply to him and unfollowed him, and I don't think he is super fond of me since then. John would promptly respond to this comment by clarifying that a while ago, whilst visiting some family friends, he had logged into his account on someone else's laptop.
Oh, the 12-year-old autistic cousin, guys.
To teach a younger member of his family about YouTube. The annals of history have since referred to this person as the 12-year-old autistic cousin, based on how John describes them. John states that he foolishly forgot to log out, and this kid would start trolling on his account. He messaged the YouTuber Harley CBS and redirected them to an alternate account.
Harley used to spam, like, friend requests to literally everyone relevant in commentary. Harley was super annoying. I think Harley's, like, a huge video in, like, person. He's, like, a big channel now. I'm subbed him. I follow him on Twitter. I think they're non-binary now, actually, as well. Yeah. Harley's a huge channel now. Gotta respect that.
Disguised as Dream, where he talked about such topics like the Minecraft sex mod that he was working on. It's worth noting that Harley is now known as a channel with well over 100,000 subscribers and a prominent on. Disguised as Dream, where he talked about such topics like the Minecraft
This is the update that Cool Guy wishes came out.
Sex mod that he was working on. It's worth noting that Harley is now known as a channel with well over 100,000 subscribers and a prominent voice in.
Owl is my 12-year-old autistic cousin. Well, I'm autistic, that's one bit that's true, but I'm definitely not the other two. I'll say that.
In the art commentary community, but back in 2021 when this happened, they had barely 1,000 subscribers and was generally quite annoying, something I'm sure they will tell you themselves. Harley was less known for the content they made, and more for spamming friend requests on Discord to any and every big content creator that they got into contact with. As soon as John found out about the trolling, he says he logged out on all accounts and spoke to the cousin, telling him to stop and change the account back. Dream didn't buy this, and showed the Twitter messages where he confronted John on what happened. The two went back and forth, and John's audience and friends obviously.
I believed John. I believed him. Because it just didn't sound like something that John would do. Like saying slurs and all that, I don't know. If it's someone like Augie or Nick, you kind of expect them to do it. It just doesn't sound like something John would do. Because John's like the posh kid from Australia, for God's sake.
Obviously believed him, considering his credibility. I'm so sorry about all the Dream-related tweets on the timeline, but I just quickly wanted to add this. Why would I, as a creator wanting to get big on the platform, try to smear another popular creator by creating an alt account and sending troll messages to one person? This just makes no sense at all, optically and logically. Anyone that knows me in private knows I don't do shit like this.
Yeah, I agree. And until then, he didn't really. I don't know, it just was not something John did.
It just isn't true. This is a smear, plain and simple. On February 16th, 2021, Dream went live on Twitch to over 300,000 viewers dressed in a detective version of his skin. In this stream,
that is kind of base, to be fair.
Dream shows the DMs of the alt account.
I didn't believe this boy for a minute, yeah. I probably shouldn't have done either. I did believe him at the time, but I probably shouldn't have done.
Supposedly made by the 12-year-old autistic cousin. In this, he points out that the kid referred to Harley's dispute with LT Cobra. So how could a 12-year-old log in and know about this person's pre-existing drama with someone else? Dream also notes that the alt account is now named Nicholas Diorio.
It was Nick the whole time, guys.
which as we know is one of John's closest friends. Again, unlikely that a 12-year-old would know this, so who was running this account? Was it actually Nicholas Diorio? At this point, Keemstar also jumped in because of course he did. Keemstar offered both John Swan and Dream an opportunity to come on Drama Alert for an interview. John denied, saying his manager...
I think this should have been a red flag. To be fair to me, I thought this was a bit of a red flag at the time. I actually thought this was a big red flag at the time. It's kind of where I started to doubt John's story. But I was then like, why would he go to the effort of making like an 8-page Google Doc and like an audiobook version of it for a lie? It just made no sense. But no, he just decided to try and be one of the biggest degenerates on the platform instead. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Advised him against it, whilst Dream accepted and pointed out more inconsistencies.
Keem was low-key iconic in this situation. Keem is just low-key iconic in general, to be honest with you.
In John's argument.
The story just...
I'll be fair, I'm not the biggest Keemstar fan in the world. He's done a lot of questionable things, but it's not like he's not a very entertaining person. He's an incredibly entertaining guy.
It doesn't make any sense, and the thing is, there's so many inconsistencies, and something I didn't even mention on my stream, which I think is is actually a really big deal, is that in between the time period where he claimed he didn't have access to his account and he got hacked by the 12-year-old kid that he says did it, according to Harley, which is the only witness, because Harley was the one that was being messaged, the account never went offline. So the account was online the entire time between when he claims he didn't have access, and then he messaged them saying he did have access. And according to them, because it was only a 10-minute period, the account never...
I don't know a lot about the law besides not a couple of things. He was willing to let everyone fall. Very iconic. I agree. I think he still held a lot of beef over the NCO situation that was covered earlier in the video with Just Destiny. I think he still held a lot of a grudge. But he was totally willing to let everyone sink with the ship.
Went offline during that period, so the account was online the entire time while he was apparently doing password resets and stuff.
The ball was now firmly in John Swan's court, and he would respond with an eloquently written 8-page document. It starts by recapping the history of the drama before going over Dream's questions and refuting them point by point, reasoning that he forgot multiple aspects of the situation. Why did the kid know about LT Cobra and Harley TBS's drama? Well, the day prior, Cobra had sent John screenshots of him arguing with Harley, and Cobra was the last person that messaged John at the time. Why was the account renamed Nicholas Diorio? Well, Nick had appeared in a lot of John's...
In hindsight, these just don't make any sense.
...videos, which the kid had seen, and Nick has a big meme culture around him in the community, and what...
That's also very true. That's also very, very true. Nick he still kind of does have a big meme culture around him.
I trust Dream when he's been accused of cheating in a Minecraft speedrun. Now, some of this reasoning might be absurd now, but with the context you can understand why others believed it. Keep in mind, John's last big expose was against Chris Hansen for sending a doxer after him. Dream misunderstanding this incident was probable, and again, most of the commentary community threw their weight behind their trusted friend.
The funny part of this, and I guess like the part that really resonates with all the audience, is this just does not sound like something John would do.
I don't think I've ever heard John say a slur. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
This posh little prick is out there apparently making fake
This kid plays the fucking violin, dude.
Yeah. Nick is right here, to be fair. Yeah, Nick is right here. It just didn't sound like something John would do. It really didn't. And that's what makes it so much more annoying. Also, there's an interesting person in this call. Flamenco.
Dude, like he's not...
This dude literally played the violin on...
He's not gonna go on stream and be like, oh, we don't like it. Yeah, he's not gonna do that.
They believe Dream, this massive YouTuber, had thrown John under the bus. Little did they know, John was throwing them under the bus the entire time. On the night of February 26, 2021, messages started going around in the commentary community stating that John had lied about Dream. The rumour was that there was no 12-year-old autistic cousin. It was all made up. John had done this troll, orchestrated it all along with LT Cobra, and then went to message the right opinion on WhatsApp, where he admitted...
Yeah, the right opinion completely... He ratted on John. And how did you guys not think he did the whole Pyman stuff? I don't know, it just didn't sound like something he would do, and the Pie Man stuff was completely separate. I mean, in hindsight, it was obvious, but at the time, I don't know. This is the most embarrassing L the commentary community ever took. I agree. Oh no, at the end of the day, he's some like posh 20-year-old from Australia. It just doesn't sound like something he would do at all. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, the Pyre Man stuff I didn't really know a lot about as well. To be fair to me, I didn't know a lot about it. So, like, I kind of heard about it, but I didn't know that much about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, this was the biggest L commentary ever took. Like, Nick single-handedly saved everyone's career. Also, yes, it was the right opinion who completely ratted John out. And the reason why, and I know it's not mentioned here, the reason why Tro didn't post it is because he doesn't get involved with drama. To be fair, it was a smaller situation. Yeah, it was a much smaller situation than the Dream situation. And it just didn't make sense that John would lie. It just didn't. Naive, yeah, 100% agree with that. It was very naive. But Tro basically doesn't get involved with drama, so he sent the he basically sent like the screenshot or something, I think, to Turkey Tom, and I think a guy called Slacker TV, who's inactive now. You guys wouldn't know who he is. He was like a small commentator. Core. What sound do owls make? Hello, Colton. Owls go hoot. So.
To it. This rumour led to Nicholas Diorio confronting John Swan on a now infamous private call.
I'm not mad at you.
This call single-handedly saved everyone's arse right here. But this call, like, the second call's better because Nick, you can tell he is like super pissed off.
I just want you to like 100% assure me that there's no possible way, there's no mix-up that could have happened. Like, there's no way that you could possibly be not telling me the entire truth.
No, there's no way.
There's no way that you could have, like...
So slimy.
It doesn't add up, dude. There's no way that you...
The fact he was trying to, like... He threw everyone else under the bus with him. That's so slimy.
And Cobra would just f***ing around with Harley or whatever, and then you didn't expect Dream to respond, and you just said, like, you made up something on the spot or whatever, and then you just, like, you weren't expecting it to ever come back up again, and it came back up again, and it was just a big show, and you just tried to bury it, and then it got bigger, and then you just f***ing made a document. There's no way that's what happened.
That is exactly what happened.
I'm trying really hard here because Nick.
Dude, I'm not gonna go make a f***ing video on you. Okay, I'm just asking because I want to know, because like I feel like I already know the answer, so it's like really like there's no reason to lie to me.
If you know the answer, then you know the answer.
So you did it.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you know the answer, you know the answer, guys. It's that simple. If you know the answer, you know the answer. Fucking loser.
That's what I'm gonna say.
John, come on! I'm not.
No, I'm not. I don't know. Who knows? If you know the answer, you know the answer. That's all.
Do you think they don't have? All right, wait.
He can't even like fucking like admit it. He can't like just admit it, my guy. Just admit it. It's not that hard. Yeah, you trolled some people on Discord. Who cares? This was literally like it didn't need to be a big situation, but he made it into one.
You think they don't have you saying it? They do. No, they do.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
John, it's not on his Twitter account. It's on his WhatsApp.
No, it's not me that sent that. Man.
The kid sent it?
I like these audio visuals, by the way, that Toastify uses. I think they're really cool.
I don't know who that is.
John, this is crazy.
I don't know who that was.
Bro, did the kid hack your WhatsApp as well, my guy? Like, really?
John.
I don't know. Who was that? I don't know. I spoke to Troy
Mm-hmm.
the other day. That's how I know. Basically, the outcome of that was he had told people, but it wasn't as many as what I'm.
What made it to me?
Now. So
They told people.
I assume things have.
Yes.
Things have spread. But that doesn't really matter because what matters is where it started, and if that person isn't going to come forward with anything, then it doesn't really matter. I mean, these screenshots coming from third hand doesn't mean a thing.
So you're basically just okay with saying that like it didn't happen because Tro's not going to put up a screenshot.
Yes.
It's crazy how John is.
The guy can't even admit it. That's what frustrates me the most. The guy just can't even be upfront and admit it. Yeah, you trolled Harley on Discord. Who cares? The guy just made it into this massive fucking situation when he didn't need to and just nuked his whole career. And was totally willing to let everyone sink with him.
Is so comfortable with saying that he'll just continue because he knows the right opinion won't put out the screenshots. It's just completely slimy. Unfortunately for John, the one thing he banked on was Nick just following his command and not putting anything out. Clearly that didn't work, because early in the next day, Nick posted a thread stating that John had lied to him for the past few weeks. This led to another call, where John is clearly panicked and distraught that his lie has been uncovered.
Nick wasn't going to release the call, I don't think. Nick wasn't going to release the call as far as I'm aware. People wanted the call, and that's why he released it. But he wasn't ever going to release the call, I don't think. I think he was going to see what John would do.
I had to. I know. No, I did. I definitely did.
No.
What?
No. What the
f***, dude? Talk. Go.
No, it's just why,
dude.
I don't... You can't, dude.
What do you mean? How is this any worse than literally just lying to my I don't know how much you've lied to me about, dude. I have no idea how much you've lied to me about, but if you're willing to lie on like that big of a public spectrum, do you think like people shouldn't know about it? But I'm just sitting here thinking it's just like, you haven't been up front with me in any capacity. Why would, like, holy shit, dude. I don't know. I thought we were like cooler than that. I thought you wouldn't like fucking like completely
You can tell Nick's very pissed off here. I would be if I was in his position.
Screw me over. What you really expect from me here? I have like a moral truth capacity thing.
What? No. No, dude.
What is the way, dude? How do I do it better?
This is not the way. And delete that immediately.
What did I do wrong? What's wrong about it? What do you want me to like? What would I change?
This is not the time. This is seriously not the time.
What do you mean?
Look, sounds like he's about to cry, bro. He sounds like he's about to cry.
Dude, I feel bad enough already, but I'm not gonna just sit here and just like get guilt tripped. Do you have something to say that makes this make any sense to me?
Okay, alright.
Come on, dude, just tell me the sob story so I can tell you I don't care about it.
Jesus Christ. I still think that's the meanest thing Nick has said to anybody ever. That is so mean. And also incredibly based.
No,
I don't. I'm not like seriously, I don't. Can you just like get it off? Like, did your dog die?
Oh my god.
Like what?
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. You can tell Nick just doesn't give a shit at this point. I think at this point it was this like the first like exile from the commentary community? I think it might have been, to be honest.
What do you need me to say?
No, it's just some family okay,
dude, was the family year long?
Okay.
Dude, are you really gonna get me into a call and tell me that you're having family and this isn't the time and you can't handle this right now? Like, seriously, dude? Come on, bro. Come on, dude.
Like, I don't understand why.
Base, Nicholas. I agree. Nick was incredibly base for saying that. Bro, that's something even I probably wouldn't say, and I'm pretty mean sometimes.
You have to bring this to the public.
Right now?
That would hit hard in a film. True. Nick, we need Nick to get his, like, acting career started, you know?
Oh, what do you mean? Like,
I had no idea.
I think you should have brought it to the public
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, and we could have totally skipped this out. Do you understand that I've been like fighting with everybody on Tommy's news team? I almost burned a bridge with Tommy because I was defending you so much. Literally driven like fucking divisions in my own fucking friendships with people online because I fucking trusted you. So like, I don't really feel bad about this, not at all. Actually, I feel bad that like I burned a bridge with somebody I genuinely like to talk to, but I don't know if that person genuinely liked to talk to me because he lies through his teeth, dude. So I don't know what the. I have no idea, dude.
This is nothing. This is. No, it's just I wanted it just to end peacefully, dude. I dug myself into a deep hole, and I felt terrible about it since I ever did it, man.
You didn't
I'm gonna be real
do
with you, okay?
anything
real.
wrong.
I know.
Some of the sob stories, so I can tell you I don't care, is unironically so hard. True. Very true.
No,
what you did wrong was you dragged it and dragged it and dragged it, and that's the problem here. Is that you made a Google document and you drug like everybody else in.
Oh, and back to the Tommy point. I think this was kind of the area where Nick and Tommy their friendship started to derail. Because for those that don't know, in like 2022, like Nick and Tommy like completely like fell out and burnt the bridge with each other. The funniest part is that if he was honest from the start, it wouldn't have been a big deal. Exactly! He had no need to lie. He could have just literally admitted that what he did. Like, yeah, I trolled some people. Who cares? He didn't need to. It's fucking stupid, man. But yeah, that started like when Nick and Tommy, I don't think, spoke to each other for like 6 months after they burned the bridge. Aren't they friends now? Yes, they are friends again now. As far as I'm aware, they're still friends now.
In to like to fix your fucking situation. All you had to do was just own up to.
And the thing Nick is really mad about as well here is because he had a video on his second channel explaining the whole situation, and that had a massive like ratio in his favor. So it's not like people are like, oh, it's obvious he lied. Well, not to the people in this community. But Nick had a video on his channel of him lying about somebody. I think it's the only time he's ever had to delete a video.
The fact that you like trolled somebody and you never thought it would get back to him or something like that, and it probably, if you did it like at the beginning, if you did it at like the point where it was on Reddit, like there were so many outs. You had so many outs to not be a dick. I don't know. Like I just figured you were a lot smarter than this. I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, I thought so too. I guess I'm not. I guess I'm a moron. Okay.
Because
why did you do it?
It's the morally
Why
right.
did
I have
you
a
do it
video on
then?
my fucking channel lying
Dude,
about somebody.
I
have a video
understand. I can
lying about somebody on my
understand.
channel, and I didn't know I was lying about somebody when I made it. I have to fucking clear that up.
You could have just.
Oh, I
private the
did,
video,
but then I
you know?
made a statement because it's the right thing
I know,
to do.
but it's just not.
We always.
I like the sad music that Toastify has in the background.
Had this thing. We always said that like if any of us ever fucked up, like we would call each other out for it, right? We always said that. You fucked up, dude. I called you out on it. Sorry.
After this, John had to post an apology. Hello everyone. As a commentator, my credibility is important to me. Unfortunately, I have let you all down. There is no excuse for what I did, and I take full responsibility. I wish I could have made a video, but I'm currently traveling and not in a position to do so. I was messing around on Discord about a year back with a friend of mine. I had 6,000 subs and I thought nothing of it. This somehow
That is true, by the way. I think he was traveling at the time, to my knowledge.
got back to Dream, and I didn't expect it to. I panicked. I told a lie, and I thought it would never get brought up again. I was wrong. Dream's Reddit post came out and I was completely in shock. I panicked again and I made my thread, digging myself into a deeper hole. I thought it would look really bad if people thought I was impersonating a YouTuber, even though it was so small and inconsequential at the time. But I understand now that lying about something on as big of a scale as this is indefensible. Time after time I messed up. I should have just said it was me all along, but I didn't. I dug myself deeper and deeper, and I got caught up with everything. I lied about a massive creator, and I'm sorry. There is no excuse, there is no need to defend me, I was brutally wrong, and I'm sorry for lying to you all. I'm especially sorry to Dream for everything I did. Lying at the expense of someone's credibility is one of the worst things.
As far as I'm aware, Dream didn't accept this apology, but he appreciated it. Because he was like, yeah, I knew about the fact that he lied. And he wasn't upfront with me at all. Dream gave John so many outs, and, you know.
Things a creator can do. Once again, there is no excuse. I understand if this makes you lose respect for me. In fact, I would be shocked if it didn't. I messed up on such a large scale that I don't know if I'm capable of anyone's forgiveness, but I will try my best to earn my respect back. I have let you all down, I am ashamed and disappointed in myself, and I am sorry. I also want to apologise to the people that stuck their neck out to defend me. People like Nick, Augie, Boblax, Tipster, Optimus, and others.
Optimus was my introduction to commentary, believe it or not. He was like the first commentary channel I ever watched. I still watch him sometimes. It's kind of crazy.
Lied directly to their faces and put everyone's credibility in danger. I didn't consider how this might have affected them, but I should have. Once again,
W Dream, for real.
There is no excuse for what I did. Dream would see this and made his own response, saying he was severely disappointed in John Swan for his lies. It turns out that someone had told Dream at some point about what was
It was Tro. Tro told Dream
going on and showed these WhatsApp messages, and despite holding on to proof that John was blatantly lying to a sociopathic degree, Dream held back on releasing these screenshots and even tried to resolve the situation privately with John multiple times. John would not accept. I know people hate Dream now and I get it, but the amount of restraint to not just nuke this off the face of the planet after seeing him spew bullshit about you for weeks has to be respected. This WhatsApp screenshot had also gone to Keemstar, hence why he jumped in, but his behaviour was far from respectable. Keem knew that John's story wasn't true, and due to recent grudges with the rest of the commentary community, let him lie for weeks like a wind-up toy, just so he could get one up on the community and then gloat and destroy everyone with one stone.
Keemstar's not always right. Just want to say that. Yeah, based from Keem to an extent, based from Dream.
This private call by Nicholas Diorio quite literally saved everyone else's career, which John had put at risk in the first place. John's insane lie had far-reaching consequences, some of which were playing out right in front of him. Nicholas Diorio was getting into arguments with his friends over it. The whole situation's attention had led Corduit to get death threats. John had even privately talked to Boblax, who is autistic, and tried to sympathize with him about how autistic people would act. The reality is that he was just using him. Also, remember that 8-page Google...
What he did to Boblax was completely fucked as well. I know Larix went hard at Boblax, but I think that was purely because he had a grudge. I think what John did to Boblax was pretty fucked. Because he was just trying to gauge how autistic people would act, and then add that to his thing. It's insane. Like, sociopathic, pretty much.
Google document response by John Swan. Well, as it turns out, prior to its release, Nicholas Diorio had published a second channel video defending John, obviously not knowing anything about...
This was a huge Keem W. I agree. This was a pretty based Keemstar moment.
John's lies at the time. When John wrote his first draft of the document and showed it to Nick realized that a lot of the points were strangely similar to his video. In a matter of days, John had destroyed months of effort. It was all gone. For the last year, he had prided himself on journalism and ethics, research and integrity. And you lied to all your friends and your audience for weeks on end as they sacrificed their credibility defending you? For such an esteemed commentator, it really was a pathetic way to go out.
Intermission. I'm gonna let this play. Who's that there? Who's that? Cool guy. Who's that, mate? Who else do I know who we've got here? We got VQ, ZV I know, Confusing I know who they are. Who we got? We got Sol here, Lumpy, Quackers here, Spoops. Yeah, cool guy. It's you, man.
Three months.
Oh, for God's sake.
Chest and back.
After
there you go. That's me. Yes, it is. You are in a Toastify video, cool guy. Congratulations.
The dream situation, John came back, but it wasn't in the way that most expected. Rather than a big return with a new video, John first posted, "I empathize with Dream."
This video sucks.
During John's time away, Dream had also been caught lying about the status of his Minecraft speedrun.
Okay, I disavow. Cool guy. I'm not even going to read that out.
A far-reaching lie that had led to the harassment of those who had initially criticised him. But rather than celebrating this or even ignoring it entirely, John decided to side with him in this really weird kind of video.
You know, I keep on coming back to this line. All I know is that it scared me a lot, feeling
Why did he upload this?
like everything you built might come tumbling down.
Like, just why? Why on earth did he upload this, man?
And there's nothing you can do about it is really stressful. And it is. And people not in this situation would never know how it feels. People that don't have a channel, that are not here, that haven't been called out, would never know how this feels. And I understand. And I empathize. But at the same time...
He still looks like he's about to cry.
It's like, I wish he could have empathized with me.
Why would he empathise with someone who's slandering him?
Because he knows how this could have felt. But he went on Reddit, he started to do a whole lot of stuff and post whatever he did, and, you know, that still feels and it impacts me to this day, you know?
John would eventually come back to...
Okay, right, I'm going to give a hot take about this. I don't think Dream knew he was lying. I think with the whole speedrun thing, I don't think he knew he was lying. I think he genuinely believed in his innocence. Maybe that's my hot take. I don't think he knew he was lying. I think he genuinely wasn't being malicious like John was.
His main channel, but with such unappetizing topics like NFTs and Mixer. Consider the gravitas and deep stories behind John's exposés on Suzy Lou, Chris Hansen and Deji, and then compare it to videos...
These videos, yeah, alright. These videos, great videos. Top tier content here.
Like this. Eventually, John did start making videos on topics people were more interested in, like Chris Hansen's continuing Onision investigation, but the videos still didn't do as well as John had done before. He did get a stroke of luck in September, however. John was working on his video about Isabella Janke, one of the most depraved people who messed with Christian and got him to admit that he had his mom, and someone obtained information behind the scenes that fellow commentary channel Turkey Tom was also working on...
Tom's video is way better.
An Isabella Janke video. John went into overdrive and released his video earlier. However, Tom would end up having the last laugh as his video blew up and gained almost 3 million views, whilst John's video stayed around the 100,000 view mark. Another testament that quality is better than quantity, especially considering the fact that John had cut out some of the most disgusting details of Isabella's actions, whilst Tom was perfectly fine reading them. This eventually led to another video in the style of the I Empathize with Dream one.
No, another one. I don't know what John does now. I think he does like editing. I think he has a near real life job.
Except this one was titled The Future of the Channel and Why I Might Be Quitting, where he talks about how YouTube was no longer sustainable and the savings from his online earnings were starting to run out.
And the financial impacts from this, I'm sure you can imagine, have also not been great. You know, I moved out of my parents' place about a year ago now, so a few months into moving out, I got into this massive controversy, which was not great. But thankfully, I am smart with money, and financial ruin for me is still, you know, quite a long way off. But just to give you like an idea of how bad things are, I am making less than half of what I should every month in order to break even with bills, food, rent, etc. So yeah, things are not great financially, things are not great view-wise. Remember, this is how I make money, this is my job.
But even with such a damaging controversy like the Dream situation...
Again, I just don't know why he uploaded this video. I don't know, it's just like e-begging for sympathy.
There was a chance he could bring it back. It may seem unlikely, but this applies to everyone. YouTubers and other online creators have gotten into irreversible controversies, but as long as they upload consistently...
Such a crybaby. I know, Ascending, I fully agree. Like, it's just pathetic. YouTube shouldn't be a full-time job for anybody. I mean, if you're able to make YouTube a full-time job, fair play to you. I don't think a full-time job on YouTube is a good idea, especially for someone like me, because I realise, like, I'm not the kind of guy who could probably take being, like, a big YouTuber. Like, the controversy was his own fault. Exactly! Exactly! It's pathetic. It really is. It's like, oh my god, guys, feel sympathy for me. You should be watching me so I can make money. Shut up, man. Actually, shut up.
They can just power through it, and John would get his first opportunity.
They can power through it. Yeah, Kiwis. For those who don't know the story of Kiwis, I think he like sent and received nudes to some girl who was like 14 when he was like 17. Lied about it ever happening, and then was like, his whole excuse was just like, oh, don't trust girls. How he got away with that, how he actually got away with that, I have no idea. He sent and received nudes to a 14-year-old, I think, when he was 17, I think. Well, she said she was 12. She apparently lied about her age and said she was 14. So I'm going to believe that, personally. And then Kiwi's whole excuse was just like, don't trust girls. And this back when he was a Call of Duty YouTuber. Now he's a pretty big Fortnite YouTuber. Nick has a video on it. Yeah, that was the one that was the drama alert video, yeah. I don't know to this day how he got away with that. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not as good as Nick's normal videos because he can't put in like random edgy jokes. Kiwa's girl was 12, I think. She was 12, he was 17. But however, he claims she lied about her age and said she was 14. He was 17 at the time, and then I think he did it again when he was 19, and she would have been 14, but he claims she said she was 16. It's a complicated situation. How he got away with that to this day, I have no idea. If you look at his apology, the like to dislike ratio is still positive. It's just kids are like, oh, what, he did that all years ago. It doesn't matter. The fact he lied about it and justified it's fucking stupid.
To rebuild his reputation not long after. Though the name Kai Weiss is now associated with a messy entanglement of allegations and disputes,
I think Toast actually made video on this guy, actually. I think he made a video on this guy.
Back in 2021, he was simply known as another art commentary channel, but he gained the attention of a lot of people when he issued a false copyright strike upon Akumu, a 300 subscriber channel who criticized him. As we've learned, copyright law is John's forte, his speciality, and so when they got into a debate on
Probably because he was a minor. Yeah, but he did it again when he was 19, I think. He did it again when he was 19. And plus, the issue I have is because he sent and received, like, nudes from this girl. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Is he a paedophile? I don't really know. But, like, 17 and 14 is not a good age gap. Like, that's not a good age gap, I'm going to be honest. Is he a paedophile? I don't know, but it's not a good age gap at all. Especially when you're, like, sending and receiving nudes from this girl. Which is literally CP.
John's second channel, it was barely a competition. Not only did John completely dogwalk Kai on copyright, Kai's immature reactions and constantly saying that John is quacking didn't help him.
I love how he said that John Swan is quacking and John is a swan. Like, he didn't even get the species of bird right, man. Like, come on. I'm not saying I'm just speculating why he got away. What Kiwis did would never fly now. I think part of why he got away as well was his whole thing, his audience was kids. And he was like, oh, this girl lied about her age. And people were like, oh yeah, she lied about her age. It's okay then. Yeah, her lied age was still illegal, guys. I don't know, are we ignoring that? I'm not saying it's inappropriate, definitely it's CP. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I mean, if he did know about the girl's age, which was like 12 or something, then it's completely inexcusable and absolute, like, pedo behavior.
Who was it?
Sister Zio talked about it.
Yeah, but those people were all right. Those people were correct. So I'm criticizing the people that are wrong.
To you.
Yeah. Yeah.
To you. They're correct to you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm criticizing the people that I believe should be criticized. Why would I talk about the people that are right? What?
Hold on. Relax. Stop quacking, bro. Like, tell me what makes these people right.
Because I believe that
John's wiping the floor with this dude.
I believe that they're correct. It would help if you like watch the rest of the video. It would help if you watch the stream because I go over all of this in the stream.
Hold on, stop quacking, bro. Relax.
Telling a swan to stop quacking is funny. I'm not good. That's the funniest part of this to me.
like I said,
A few months later, John would also debate commentary YouTuber Lanza on copyright as well. In the wake of John's obliteration from the internet, Lanza had made a video on John that contained one of John's videos totally uncut. He was just using all of his video with no...
Two of John's videos completely uncut, I'm pretty sure. Two. And I think it was two anyway. Two. It was like the I empathize with Dream video. Yeah, then he would be a not, but 3-year age is inappropriate in that age, but not non-paving. Yeah, I agree with that. That's probably quite a fair take. I think the problem most people have is that he like sent and received nudes from this girl. I think that's the problem that most people have. And then he tried to manipulate everyone afterwards, like being like, "Oh, I don't trust this girl. I shouldn't have trusted this girl." Like, bro, imagine if Lion Maker, not that this is a valid comparison, but imagine if Lion Maker got on and was like, "Hey guys, Lion Maker here. I shouldn't have trusted that girl." No one would buy that. How people bought his stupid apology, it wasn't even an apology. But no, back to the Lanza thing. He included like the I empathize with Dream video and the what's the one? The what's it? Future of the channel video. He included those like completely cut. Completely uncut. And I don't think that's fair use personally. I do not think that is fair use. And I think if John wanted to copyright strike this video, he had full right to. And you say from both sides, yeah, I think he did it again when he was 19 and she would have been 14. But if he's right about her lying about her age, she would have been 16.
Edits.
I haven't seen the situation, only going off the age thing. Yeah, I think Nick made a very good video going over it.
Absolutely did not fall under fair use. To add to that, the rest of the video was mainly just other people's content. Lanza's total amount of footage where he was talking was less than the total length of uninterrupted clips of John's videos. So again, John completely dog-walked him, with Lanza's best defense being that it was for context, when I'm pretty sure you can show the context without just putting it there in its rawest form. But both Kai and Lanza were significantly smaller than John. If there was one situation that re-solidified his place in the community, it was the fight that had broken out within it. The YouTuber Technicals, standing now at over 100,000 subscribers, had
Alright, this is interesting, because I know a lot of people in this situation. Yeah. Technicals just hasn't been funny since this situation. That's what's annoying to me. Because he was actually really entertaining. He was actually really entertaining, Technicals. But this situation kind of destroyed his reputation a bit.
Gained a lot of attention after his work looking into some of the most popular cases in the Smash community. In particular, his video vindicating Sky Williams and looking into the case of the...
That video is really good. The Sky Williams video is a really good video.
Sky House had gained him a lot of acclaim and friends in the commentary community. Both John and Technicals were admired for their quality research and style of presentation, but there were obvious differences. John's content was more analytical and dry, whilst Technicals was known for his humour. So, what had happened? In late 2021, Technicals made a video looking into the case of Zero, possibly one of the best players to have ever been in the Smash competitive scene. Zero had left the internet after two people came out against him with allegations of sexual misconduct. One of them, known as Jisoo, alleged that Zero had shown her sexual material when she was a minor. The other was a girl named...
That's untrue. The Jisoo stuff is like completely untrue, and Jisoo's like a total piece of shit too. The Katie stuff he's about to talk about is true.
Katie, who testified that Zero had frequently messaged her sexually in 2014 when she was 14 and he was 19. One of the claims that stands out the most is that Zero had asked her to video herself doing explicit acts with ice cubes.
He asked her to masturbate with ice cubes and then like send photos of it. And he knew she was 14, by the way. He like publicly admitted to this being true. And then said, "Oh yeah, guys, I was self-sabotaging myself. It was my suicide note." Like, fuck off.
before then sending that video over to him. Zero would admit that Katie's allegations were true in a twitlonger in 2021, before attempting to take his own life. Technicals' video attempts to offer a different perspective on the situation. He pretty much steamrolls the claims from Jisoo before going over the allegations with Katie, making a case that Zero does not fit the definition of pedophilia and was not a threat currently. He supports that by
Ew. Exactly. Ew. It's gross.
Pointing out that Zero ran an entire team of children after this incident, and reasons—
Yeah, and they were all male. They were all boys. That just proves he's not a gay paedophile.
That Zero's environment and life created these conditions. Aspects such as childhood trauma, Zero being preyed on multiple times during his childhood, the age of consent where he grew up being 14, him not understanding what was okay, like eating moldy waffles without knowing they're harmful, or not knowing why World War II happened until he was 19.
The excuses are crazy from Technicals. Like, this video sucks.
These were all points noted in Tech's video. He ends off the video by saying that he doesn't mind if Zero comes back to making content, and notes the Smash community's blatant hypocrisy by welcoming back Nairo.
They shouldn't have welcomed back Nairo either, by the way. Total facts, total facts, total facts. Should not have welcomed back Nairo either. That guy, like, I'm told he had, like, sexual contact, I think, with, like, a 15-year-old when he was 20.
Another popular Smash player who was also accused of having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old when he was 20. The Zero video performed incredibly well, yet it also came under a lot of criticism. Many people, especially those in the commentary—
He's deleted that video now, by the way. That video's gone.
Community felt that Technicals had downplayed Zero's actions and distracted from their severity by using manipulative or—
What the fuck does World War II have to do with— Exactly! Thank you! Exactly! I have no idea. Like, I'm pretty certain Chile wasn't even involved in the Second World War.
Outright nonsensical arguments. This turned into a divide within the community, and John would take his chance with his video in December.
There's a video by The Unseen that goes over this that was really good.
2021, titled What Really Happened to Zero. John's video seeks to lay out the Zero case in far more detail, and unlike Tech's video, does actually painstakingly go through the—
John Swan got somebody, I can't remember who, to read— I think it might have been— I can't remember who he got to read the DMs, but he actually got them to read out the DMs, and just hearing those DMs, they're disgusting. They just are disgusting. And you gotta remember in time that this is a 14-year-old being messaged here.
DMs with Katie and a twitlonger, stating that Zero is absolutely a groomer. John then goes over Tech's video and refutes several aspects of it. He accuses Tech of emotional manipulation by talking about Katie's allegations and then cutting to an interview with Zero where he details his suicide story. He also accuses him of warping definitions of pedophilia to fit his argument, and not making it clear that he condones the conversations with his various points about Zero's life. John also highlights that Technicals dismissed legitimate questions about Zero's possible threat via a joke, and accuses Tech of putting in the Nairo section specifically to make Zero's case more palatable. To finish off, John also talks about Zero's leaked DMs of Technical.
I stand by that John Swan video, like 90% of it. There's one part that I don't agree with it on, and that is the pixel drink section. I don't agree with that part of it. I think that Technicals made it just to get back at Jisoo and Lethan and all these other people in the Smash community.
And how it seems like he has no guilt for what he did, before going over a case that Technicals was previously involved with.
That said, actually, the pixel drink stuff, I could see how John would come to that conclusion. I could see that.
That concerned his brother and a group chat of minors. Technicals did eventually respond to the video's point.
This video's bad. This video sucks. I do think the Zaptai criticism they probably should have been a bit harder on. But this video sucks. The skits in this video are incredibly funny though, and I recommend it just for that. The skits of like Zaptai and like Tipster, they're incredibly funny. And even him doing John Swan's setup was incredibly funny.
But we're only talking about John Swan for this video, and this work had done wonders for John's reputation with headlines across live streams with the words "total vindication." It immediately got him back into many people's good graces, and that level of respect was retained when others settled their issues with Tech privately a month or so later.
The ceasefire sucks. The ceasefire should not have happened. I think it was just a way to get the drama to the end, because I think this drama generally just sucked. I do respect John a lot though for not settling his differences with Tech. That is something I really respect him for.
John was the only one not to. To add on to all of this, the start of 2022 would see John's supposed biggest victim, Pieman, completely burn his career. After being over by John, Pieman had the perfect platform for a fledgling channel, and he had even gotten a 1 million view video talking about Minecraft YouTuber Stampy. But
Stampy was my childhood, by the way. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. Stampy was like my childhood. I used to watch his videos so much. I don't know. They're so good.
as time passed, instead of making videos, Pieman was only sinking further and further into Discord degeneracy. He would be arguing with other small commentators and Kiwi farmers about racial politics, becoming more and more of a Discord dweller. It felt like the break he took from the online world never happened, and that would culminate in a January 2022 document where Pieman admitted to exchanging nudes with a number of fellow small commentators over Discord. Their closest partner was LMM Skits, another small commentator who Pieman realized was a full-on pedophile, but kept on role-playing with them until they had enough quote-unquote
Pieman or Pie Girl it is now. Just total degenerate. Hold on, I'm gonna open my window real quick. There you go. Perfect. Right. Back to the video, guys. I just gotta open my window because it's getting kind of hot in here.
Evidence to expose them. However, many believe that Pieman may have only stayed because of the—
I wonder how Pieman's life would have turned out different if John Swan hadn't happened. That's a good question, to be honest. Do I think it would have been that different? I still think he would have been like a total moron. I still think he would have been. But like maybe not to the extent that it did. I don't know.
The pleasure they derived from their Discord ERPs doused with degenerate kinks.
The last time, like, the thing with my friend's nudes happened was, like, a couple weeks ago.
The last time it happened was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Aiden cameo again, guys. Aiden cameo.
So, why didn't you just expose him then?
At that point of time, I didn't want that to stop. There's a reason it happened, like, 3 times. It didn't just happen once.
At that time, you kind of, part of you still wanted it to continue.
Yeah.
Though John may not have known at the time, his warning towards Pieman all that time ago was scarily correct. John's reputation received a further boost, whilst the wider public would never really
hear— He still didn't need to get involved, to be fair. He still didn't need to get involved. I think the criticism's fair.
Of Pieman again. John Swan had done what was thought to be the impossible. Through a number of debates where he performed well, alongside a well-received video covering the commentary community's most destructive situation that year, he had earned the respect back from his fellow peers and his die-hard audience. Things weren't the same as before the Dream situation, but of course things can never be exactly like the past. John had gotten out of the huge hole that he dug himself, and now prepared to work on a video on creepshow art, a topic bound to do well. All he had to do was not jump back down. One thing that I didn't really go over in that
but he did.
segment is how John's friend group of YouTubers had changed. And I don't mean the people that you would usually expect, like Augie FC or Nick.
No, I don't think Augie and Nick wanted to be friends with him again. Like, Augie literally called John a psychopath.
Yorio. When John came out of the Dream drama and as he was building up his own reputation, his friend circle now consisted of more young and aspiring editors. Incredibly talented editors, mind you, but also people inexperienced with life and an online platform. Obviously, it wasn't all 15-year-olds, there were YouTubers in there you may—
And Black Wolf Company stayed friends with him too. You got Aiden, you got Dr. Skipper. There's Aiden. But Aiden's like all over this video, man.
Recognized like Aiden Projects or Dr. Skipper, but most of them were young creators. For the story going forward, we only really need to know 3 main people. First of all, Jake Contrary, probably the most well-known small commentator in the group. He was a German kid who had made his presence well-known in the community with an amazingly edited video on the downfall of Tumblr, and had also run his own show Jayco Live covering the community drama. Then there's Haha Yeah, a 15-year-old British commentator—
What is that name? Haha Yeah. What is that name, bro?
Who is most well known for his video covering the mishaps and misdeeds of Pieman. And then there's Cammy, another small British commentary YouTuber who was 18 years old. Cammy was kind of the butt of every joke in the group because he wouldn't be able to handle jokes about him well, which encouraged everyone else to make even more jokes about him. In March of 2022, Cammy met a girl by the name of Lizard or Liz, who was another viewer of the commentary community who others knew on Twitter. Her biggest claim to fame is running a commentary fan Discord server called Chadville. We're not exactly sure how Cam and Liz got in contact.
Was Toastify, was he ever in Chadville? I think he was for a small period of time.
It may have been through Chadville, but we know—
If Toastify's watching, which he probably isn't, feel free to correct me on that. I'm very happy to be corrected if I'm wrong.
Know that they were friends and were talking daily on Twitter before this. On Easter Sunday 2022, Haha Yeah published a document against Cammy with links to messages.
Why is this hanging out with kids? I don't know. They're the only people who'd probably actually want to associate with him. That's what I think. I don't think he's like a paedophile or anything, but I think they're the only people who actually would respect him.
Logs over 16 days. Liz was 15 turning 16, whilst Cam was 18 turning 19. Their conversation...
Still, not an advisable age gap. That's like 3 years, isn't it?
Conversation starts on March 28th, where they connect with things like sharing the same birthday month, which then turns into flirting and sexting for the next 5 hours straight. This is pretty much replicated for the next few days, with the defining feature being Cammy's insanely detailed descriptions of their sexual conversations and what he would do to her. Cammy also...
Yeah. I wouldn't even send these messages to my girlfriend, to be honest.
Offered to send her a dick pic at one point, which made her uncomfortable, leading to him apologizing and then working stuff out. It's also worth noting the maturity difference, not just in...
It's weird to hang out with 15-year-olds. That's very fair. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like, you know, I'm in a Discord server with some kids, like, I'm in, like, some Roblox Reddit Discord servers, but I'm very careful how I speak to people, of course, like, super careful, and I'm not, like, necessarily friends with a lot of these people. Like, I'm super careful how I associate with people who are, like, 15. I think, I do agree with you as saying it is quite weird to just be hanging out with these, like, 15-year-olds. I agree. It's just, with me, I'm just very careful how I associate with people. And I'm more active in servers where there's more just adults. You know? I'm just way more active in those servers.
In age, but also in sexual experience. Cam has already lost his virginity, whilst Liz hasn't, and he's here talking about what he would do to her in incredible detail whilst she's in class and at school. Additionally, Cam himself comments on the age gap being weird and compares it to Vexay's stuff, a small commentary predator exposed in 2021, and their interactions eventually ended in late April because Liz saw Cam as just a friend, as she also had a boyfriend at the time. Meanwhile, Cam saw it as much more than just friends. Whilst the document definitely does make Cammy out to be a complete freak,
15, 18 is kind of a bit weird, but nothing major. He seems to respect her boundaries and stuff. Yeah, it's still not a great age gap. Yeah, it's not a great age gap still. I still think it's very criticizable. I don't think he's like a paedophile or whatever.
The writing of it and priorities felt really off. Emphasis on strange aspects and specifics, a finalizing fixation on Cam's YouTube career of 2,000 subscribers, and a treatment of him that some considered too harsh. Throughout the DMs, Cam would stop in the middle of the conversation and ask if she was comfortable continuing, and when there was an issue, the two would sort it out. They never had very deep conversations about their lives as far as we know, and it's a 3-year age gap. For the record, I believe Cam's conversations are wrong, but the point stands that he isn't a pedophile, and a Google document published with the...
That's a very good... That's my take, probably, from... For me, with Toastify, I think that's my take, personally. Hold on, I'm just going to switch my TV. Because I want to watch the darts. There you go.
The intent of life ruination is not the way to deal with this. It didn't help that in the original tweet, Haha Yeah stated that Cam was 18 turning 19, while simply mentioning that Liz was 15. A fair statement would say that she was 15 turning 16, which we know as...
They leave out the fact that she was, like, turning 16 there, too.
In the messages, she talks about how her birthday is 5 days before Cam's. Initially, the reaction from those who saw the Cammy document...
Okay, that's a Toastify tweet himself. I didn't realise that. That's one of his own tweets. Oh dear.
Was mostly disgust and jokes, with John Swan being one of the people promoting it, alongside memes comparing Cammy to Jeffrey Epstein. Obviously this, and Haha Yeah's association to John, definitely drew some suspicion to him, but that was overshadowed by Cammy coming out and admitting his faults. So, case closed, right? Well, this document would have far bigger reaches than anyone writing had envisioned, as it soon came across the feed of the streamer Destiny.
I don't watch Destiny at all. I know he's like the big, like, left-leaning... He's like the super left-leaning guy on YouTube, really. And yeah, I'm a left-leaning guy myself, but I don't really watch political content like with Destiny and all that. Plus the recent video shall we say, of Destiny is intriguing. I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's intriguing, to say the least.
He says he doesn't want Lizard to feel uncomfortable around him while not stopping to consider that he's the adult in the situation. Bro, he's 18. Are you serious?
Hahaya would call in, and immediately started out by saying that he was not the only writer of the document.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Alright, nice. So, I should probably say, I didn't write the document fully. It was someone else who don't want to be, like, involved. I
Cool guy has it. Well, I'm not going to ask him to send it to me. I'm not particularly interested.
wrote, like, parts of it, but
Also, of course, cool guy has it. Of course he does.
it wasn't on there. And so, like, I'm not trying to say he's, like, a predator.
Well, you
I think-
are. Wait, come on. Let's
No,
look at
no, you are. He was. You are.
Oh, no, right. You're trying to say he's a predator.
Weird, like, predatory behavior, right?
Don't you literally have like a tweet that's kind of like calling him a pedophile?
Which one?
The Titan turning into a Titan, the one guy turning into Epstein.
That was possibly an inappropriate joke.
I thought that tweet was a joke, to be honest. I didn't think there was any serious implications there. I thought it was a joke.
Okay, so
Maybe not.
hold on. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it's all funny to me, but you're kind of like trying to destroy somebody's life over some like pretty dumb shit. The age gap could be like two people in high school, right? 15 and 18 could be like a sophomore and a senior.
I think it's different when it's like, because Cam's in college and like in a different country, so I feel like it's a little bit different.
Is it?
Is it really that different?
Is it? I don't think it is. There should be a morality thing, not a dumb legal argument.
Like 3 years apart. I don't think so. Here's another question: has anything abusive actually happened here? Like, is there any evidence of him grooming or ignoring her saying no or anything like that?
Well, okay, no.
Okay, and then my
he's coping.
Second question is, if I were to start going through these DMs, is she like flirting back with him?
Yeah, but like, so basically she just said that she started like liking him in these conversations, right?
I also think another factor in this
Aiden cameo once again.
is like the vulgarity of the messages. I know that doesn't make it like worse. I just think that in combination with like the kind of weird dynamic.
Well, but vulgarity. I mean, if they're and all of that is vulgar, right? It is. It's like that's.
Yeah.
This video should have like a featuring Aiden type in this section of the title at this point.
So I mean, like that's not. It's not vulgar. It's literally. It's gonna be vulgar, right? It's not like you're. Yeah.
Eventually, word starts getting round to Bunk, a political YouTuber affiliated with Commentary.
He's kind of a degenerate, to be fair, as well. It might be a she, actually, now. I think it's a she now. I have no idea.
And they're telling him that John Swan is involved in the document.
Wait, was John Swan associated in the creation of the document? I'm being told by multiple different people John Swan had some involvement in the creation of the
John
document.
was involved.
Alright.
And this leads to John eventually calling in.
What's up, John Swan? How you doing, my dude?
My name was like brought up here like a few times. What's going on?
Were you involved in the creation of a document against Cammy?
That's a
I
yes.
wasn't. I was not directly involved.
It is a yes.
What does not directly involved mean?
No, I mean I saw it.
He was a lot more involved than he was letting on. He literally rewrote stuff to make it look way worse.
Okay, I found the tweet from Harley. If you want to see it, why is everybody saying that you were directly involved? Then I've got like 20 different people DMing me like, dude, John Swan like wrote the document. He was like,
I did not do that. I don't know where that's.
Okay?
No, that is not true. I quote tweeted it. I don't know. Maybe they thought that was why, but no, I didn't have anything to do with it. I don't know why it's being brought up as.
He's bullshitting. He is. He is like completely bullshitting here. He had a lot more to do with it. He like rewrote whole portions of the document to make Cammy look, or whatever his name was, make it look way worse. What a loser! What an actual loser!
In the wake of the Destiny stream, John also put out a statement reiterating his sentiment. Just wanted to clarify a few things after the events of today. A few days ago, I was contacted by a girl who I have mutual friends with. She told me
he's a terrible liar, Lamau. True. Like, he's just not. Well, I mean, he was good at it at first, but no, yeah, he is an awful liar.
Me that they were taken advantage of and manipulated. I gave some advice based on what I was told at the time and directed her to people that I thought could help. Apparently she was pressured by her friends into coming forward with this information and they put ideas into her head. The writers of the document constantly checked up on her to make sure she was okay with going public, and she confirmed every time that she was.
I think she was pressured to go public, personally.
She told me today that she did feel weird about it at certain points, but shrugged it off and didn't tell them. I don't blame the girl for this, of course. Things can get confusing when put under so much pressure, but that is part of the reason that led to this cluster happening. This was all about trying to help the girl. I believe the motivation.
I love Toastify's editing, you know. I know I'm glazing him a bit here, but I just love his style of editing.
Were clean, and I did not know she had outsiders influencing her. To make things super clear, I did not write a word of the document. I looked at
BS.
More portions and made edits when asked. And whilst I didn't have a problem with the doc's release at the time, Destiny's stream definitely opened me up to a new perspective. And upon
I think so too. Yeah, I think she was pressured to go public.
Receiving the information from the girl that I got.
It's like Che. I don't know if anyone remembers the Slazo situation. It's like Che. I think Che was pressured to go public. I think he owed him and like I'm Alex completely pressured her to go public as like King Annie and all that. It's like that. Except Slazo basically did nothing wrong there.
Today, I think I'm comfortable saying that the document should never have been released. Whilst I didn't write the document, I still feel partially responsible for its release. I sincerely apologise for the involvement I had in this. In the future, I don't want people to use my DMs as a dumping ground for their allegations. However, John's statement was viewed with far more caution and suspicion by the bigger commentators. Many had learned their lesson and were hesitant to throw their hat in the ring. They were right to do so. When Liz talked to her friends about her relationship with Cam, they reacted as if it was grooming. Liz would then go to John Swan's friend A-Star, who then redirected her to John Swan. In their DMs, John would give her his verdict, the option to release a Google document either anonymously or in conjunction with someone else. This is terrible advice to give to anyone who's in this position, especially someone who doesn't even fully believe that they're.
Except being a bad boyfriend, which teens usually. Yeah, like Slazo was like fucking like 16 at the time. Hell, I'm 19 right now. I'm not the best boyfriend in the world. I didn't do anything as like fucked up as what Slazo did. I didn't do anything like that, but like I used to be at the start of my relationship. I'll just be honest and say I was a bit of a controlling dick. And me and my girlfriend, we made up. We're very good now. Like it's going on nearly 2 years now. So shout out to me. Commentary people can get girlfriend, but no, like at the end of the day, like I'm not. I was 17. I was 18, 19. I'm still not the best boyfriend in the world. I still make mistakes. Slazo was a terrible boyfriend to this girl, but he's not like this. He's not like a rapist or like a sexual predator. He was just a bad boyfriend. Like he was 16. Like come on. I still feel awful for what happened to Slazo too, because I don't think he's ever recovered mentally from that. I don't think he has ever recovered like mentally from that situation at all. Like he stopped uploading shortly afterwards because I don't think he's ever like mentally recovered from that. I feel so bad for Slazo. Everyone makes mistakes. Exactly. Everybody makes mistakes.
A victim. Google Documents are not the way to really go about any of this stuff and should be more of a last resort.
Oh, and by the way, by saying that she got pressured, I'm not giving Che a pass. She's still a lying bitch. Like I'm not giving her a pass either, but I do think she was pressured. 100%.
Not the first idea. Additionally, it seems like John wanted to use the situation against Cammy to destroy his career, rather than handling any of the delicate details of the situation.
I think he makes content on a different channel now. Yeah, he owns a channel called it's called MK. It's like Reddit. It's like reading Reddit comment, basically. He doesn't like voice anything, but he manages the channel. So, yeah, if you want to know what he's doing now, he does that. He's a little bit active on Twitter as well. He made, you know, this gif of IShowSpeed smiling. He posted that when I'm Alex's allegations came out, because I'm Alex did apologize to Slazo, but it was very forced. Like Clown, Colossal is crazy. Basically berated Alex into apologizing.
situation. And that notion is supported when you see that John only looked at around 40% of the actual messages sent and decided that was enough for a document.
I read the document in the call with a few different people, and there was a few DMs in there that sort of like broke the narrative apart that you guys are like trying to like paint.
I think this is an obvious case of pressure since they literally wrote the document for her. No, that part's wrong. Okay, to my understanding what happened... Okay, there's a lot of different stories. I'll tell you what I believe. I think she wrote the document herself and had people check over it. That's according to Dolan Dark, and I generally trust Dolan Dark. I think she was pressured a lot, though, into making the document, but I think she wrote it herself, personally. I do genuinely believe that she wrote it herself. Blue Stank, I think, said that she wrote it herself. I don't know if he said that. I know Dolan Dark said she wrote it herself. So, and I would be interested to know what some people in the actual group chat knew. Because I know King Annie, Quite, Inaba, I know they were in there. So I'd be interested to hear what they know.
So she was comfortable with this like a few days ago, and then she goes and makes a document about it. Okay.
But all the egregious stuff was from Swan. Oh no, you're talking. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Slazo still. No, the egregious stuff was from John. Yeah, no. No, I was talking about the Slazo stuff. My bad. No, yeah, Swan had a lot more. They wrote the document for her, and then Swan John corrected a lot of stuff. Not corrected, but made it seem worse. But no, I thought you were talking about Slazo. No, Slazo, the girl, wrote the document herself.
Yeah, I think that's.
I don't remember this message you're talking about.
It was. I mean, I can try and find an archive.
I may not have. To be fair, I did not read all of them.
And despite this, he told Liz that he read through every screenshot and that this was grim, as well as actively advising her on what paragraphs sounded good. This all doesn't sound like someone who had, quote, no involvement in the document. Aiden Project would later leak DMs of John teasing this big document, reveling in its severity, and then restricting Aiden from inquiring further. Fuck, everyone's asleep. I have the biggest bombshell ever in the history of bombshells, and no one is here to witness it. At here, when someone wakes up, ping me please. Why? What? You told everyone else. I'm telling the people directly involved. You are not directly involved. ... I changed my mind, hence the private group chat. Kamai is a groomer, but keep that private obviously. Lamau... ... I'm so tired, what the fuck? In a later call with Cammy, John would seem to blame the situation on Liz.
I feel really terribly about it, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, short of just telling her to off, I'm not sure what I would have done differently. I don't know why she just, like...
You feel lied to.
Very much so.
She probably just told it was weird or something, and they said she should expose it. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
I don't want to victim blame, though. I don't want to be like... It's really difficult, man.
With Shay, yeah, I think that's probably what... I think she still was out to get him. I still think she's like a total lying bitch. But, like... I don't know. I think she was definitely pressured.
I don't want to come out and say it's all her fault, because it's...
Especially by Hyojin, which was hypocritical, because like 2 years later she got exposed for abusing her partner. So take the L on that one, Hyojin.
We do have some level of accountability on our shoulders, but me, man, she really had it. Like she had us on a wild goose chase with it. Like from the very beginning.
Okay.
This is despite the fact that again he was talking to Liz and was the one to convince her she'd been groomed. Hey Liz.
Fucking liar, bro. Seriously. I'm gonna use the Hassan phrase. What a liar, dude. What a Weasley liar. Still lying to his audience. Oh yeah, definitely. She did lie. Exactly. She still lied to try and ruin Slazer's life. And you know what? She did it. She did ruin his life. I hope she's happy with herself. I hope she's happy. She did ruin his life. I hope she's happy with herself. I really do.
I've read through pretty much every...
Damn, Swan is a snake. Exactly. The guy's a fucking snake. But, like, seriously. I can hear myself getting annoyed about the Slazer situation still. I know I don't like to take this stuff too serious. I don't like getting so angry about like Slazo, but the guy's life got fucking ruined. The guy's trust is permanently damaged. These are people like I'm Alex Hyojin. These are like I'm Alex Hyojin. Who else? Quite. These are all people he thought they were his fucking friends, and they fucking backstabbed him. I still get angry over this today, because that guy's life got ruined by his friends, and I really hope they're all happy with themselves. I mean, karma came to bite them, so you know. Poor girl, yeah. Poor Liz. She got pressured into going public.
Every screenshot. Really grim stuff, holy sh**. Really? I thought so, lol. What is your goal with this then? I heard you want to go public? I want to, I just don't want to lose
She sounds like a 16-year-old in distress, to be honest.
Cam. It's like, I don't know why I'm so attached. I have major attachment issues and terrible mental health. The attachment with Cam was him taking advantage of you.
It wasn't, though.
I read the screenshots, he initiated everything first.
But he
like,
didn't.
I care very much because I basically started off this thing and I was lied to, essentially.
4 days later...
You were piss off! No, you weren't. Actually, I'm restraining myself right now.
John would issue his final and
Jesus
defiant
Christ.
statement to everyone's questions.
I stand by the statements I've made because I know what I've told is the truth. Dishonest people who have vendettas against me have twisted the art narrative on purpose. If you believe them without second thought, then that's on you. I've seen so many tweets of people saying the most outrageous shit that clearly isn't true, and people believe it out of blind hatred. These individuals are all insane and lack basic critical thinking skills. No matter how perfect my response is, no matter how much evidence I show, no matter how many times I try to explain myself, I will never be able to make everybody happy, so I'm just going to stop trying. Kinda tired of insane people dictating my life, to be honest. If you believe people who are clearly making up shit to get back at me, then again, that is on you, and I don't want you following me anyway. More videos soon.
Well, guess what? I'm not following you, mate, so piss off.
His statement and his reputation was dealt a death blow only minutes later.
Aiden, let's go! Aiden Project, let's go! Aiden coming in with the death blow, the RKO out of nowhere. Massive Aiden W here.
When Aiden Projects leaked the entire edit history of the Kami document. This showed that John had far more involvement than he was letting on, in some cases rewriting statements to make them sound worse. The reality is that John had been caught lying again. He had written most of this entire document, given it to another 15-year-old to publish, and then lied about his involvement.
Hold on now.
What the hell?
Look at this.
Once again, throwing his friends under the bus. Aiden W, true. I don't know, I'm not the biggest Aiden fan out there. Like, I don't know, he's cool enough. He does bait for attention, I know that, but this was a massive W.
Paragraph that, let's see this paragraph that he changed, right? So I'm assuming that this was like, what, the girl or something? Or I guess the original writer, I don't know. After this, it continued. He made jokes and started liking it after I asked him if he did it. He continued on, tried asking me if it was okay multiple times. He's aware of my age, by the way, so he kept asking if it was weird or not. I tell him I didn't think it was really weird. I really didn't think much of it. Okay, so John crossed that out, and then look what he wrote. Cam used me for his own sexual pleasure when I was in a vulnerable state. He knew what he was doing was wrong, comparing his actions to those of people who have been canceled from the community. He said how I made him happy, he called me cute, said I was his darling, and he made me feel appreciated and loved, but all he ever wanted was sexual pleasure.
This rewriting is fucking so bad.
And he used me to get what he wanted. I'm ashamed that I ever took part in this. Okay.
In the wake of the Kami drama, most of his friends again dropped him and felt incredibly hurt.
Even people like Black Wolf Company, who was close with John, dropped him.
They had given this guy another lifeline, and he had completely betrayed the trust that he was handed.
Ego trip, yet again.
As much as John tried to ignore everything,
the art that Toast is using in these videos is so cool.
It was evident how impactful the beatings from the community were on his career. Commentary was one of the only places that had still accepted it.
Out, and then look what he wrote.
And he had John tried to ignore everything,
why that
it was evident how impactful the beatings from the community were on his career. Commentary was one of the only places that had still accepted him after his controversy with Dream. Yet now he had squandered that opportunity, that second chance, wasting it on someone not even worth wasting. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. John would attempt to brute force himself out of his career ditch by uploading 2 videos, with his first being on the situation regarding the YouTuber Gus Johnson, and whilst the video is well edited as always, it's not a particularly captivating one. John's best work was solidified by a well-rounded and definitive opinion that he would underlay in his work, yet in his Gus Johnson one, he just leaves it kind of open-ended.
Gus and Sabrina's relationship has 2 individuals and 2 sides. There isn't a clear winner. So why do we have to take one? Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
The following week, he would upload a video going over the Artesian builds controversy, and although the video was much more interesting, it was overshadowed by speculation that John Swan's sponsor for the video was possibly a scam.
Oh dear. Look, maybe this is me being a little bit, like, online paranoid, but I think people should do background checks on all their sponsors they ever take. Look at look at the honey situation recently. Recommend Mega Lag's video. But yeah, I think people have to do background checks on their sponsors. They really should, in my opinion.
Sometime after July 2022, John Swan would also request for his Wikitubia page to be taken down, and he would also start up an editing course on Patreon. In these desperate times, John would stick closer.
That's slimy to want your Wikitubia page taken down.
To his Discord friends, the only people he felt he had left. But even then, he wasn't safe. John's private Discord servers became laden with chaos after the Cammy situation, as he was now the captain of a leaky ship. Someone leaked that back in 2020, John had recorded his apology call with Pieman to use as some sort of ammunition, and a year later was still conspiring behind the scenes to have someone covertly leak it.
If it leaks, it must be somebody tied to you or you, John. Right.
Markiplier called it years ago, the honey stuff. Fair play to Markiplier then, because I didn't spot it, but then again I didn't really pay attention to sponsors. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's something you want
What's to say
avoid.
it couldn't just be one of you guys, and then one of you guys send it to someone else, and then someone else send it to someone else. It just went. I don't know.
No, okay.
I'm just thinking.
You would have a motive, though. You would have the motive of, I guess, setting your reputation straight. The question is, how convincing is the call, though? Because I've seen some of it, but that was a while ago. So how, like...
No, the call's pretty bad.
How compelling would your case be in this situation?
I don't know. It's pretty... I was pretty, like... Dude, in that call, I was just like, I just want it all to end. I feel like if we want to do this, there's only one way. You create a new Twitter account with a number that none of you have registered. So we get someone else to make a Google Voice number or something, and then we leak it through that. So it has no ties to literally anyone. And then we leave it for like ages, and then all of a sudden people start retweeting it out of nowhere. Because you could just say you found it through like Twitter search or something. And that's probably the best way for you to do it. At least the way I've thought about it. Because you can't do it through an account that has followers, I don't think. That's not going to work. Because that would almost be like a mystery then, right? Like you don't even know who the leaker is.
Okay.
I could just say, like, I sent it in a group chat with a bunch of people in there, and one of them probably took it and sent it to other people, and it went down the chain. That's probably what I would say. I don't have to go into depth about who those people were in that group chat.
Also relating to this,
he wants everyone else to take the E for stuff. Yeah, I think after the Dream situation, he was like, nah. You guys can all have it.
Discord server, one of the members was Hightree, a gaming YouTuber who was friends with Dr. Skipper. Hightree states he had made a joke about eating one of the Discord members' skulls, and apparently to everyone
Pretty weird joke, I'll be fair.
else, this joke was incredibly concerning, leading to him getting banned from the server. Others, by the way, say that this is not the reason, and Hightree was just banned for being super annoying, but either way, Hightree was banned from the old Discord server, and the others told him it had been scrubbed because of the Pieman leaks, which was a lie. Apparently they also made an entirely new server just to appease him, and seemed like they were still on his side.
Oh my god, Staxies! Oh my god!
Apparently they also made an entirely new server just to appease...
Staxies, that is a name I recognise. Wasn't he one of the people that made the Elucid diss track, which is a work of art, by the way. Like, I know everyone's going on about like Taylor Swift winning the Grammys or whatever. Bro, the Elucid diss track should have won like 500 Grammys. That thing is a work of absolute beauty. I love that diss track. It's so funny. Worst way to handle a situation in the history of commentary, but at least it's I don't know. It was kind of fire.
Appease him and seemed like they were still on his side. Eventually, in late January of 2022, Jay Contrary told Hightree that he was banned for his joke, and John got really mad at that, resulting in this call where he threatens to blacklist Jayco from the community.
Rich, like blackballing people from the community. Rich coming from the guy that got blacklisted from the entire community for being a lying snake.
Jayco, you're a little scumbag, and I hope, Jayco, I hope all this catches up to you one day, because it is going to. I promise you it will. And Jayco, if you want to learn about blackballing is, I will make sure you know, okay?
Yeah, to be fair, John does know what blackballing is.
I will make sure you know. Remember you had that little disagreement about Aiden supposedly blackballing you? Jayco, I will show you what real blackballing looks like, because I will make sure no one ever works with you in any serious capacity ever again. I hope you know that. You're untrustworthy, you're a snake, and I hope you never get success in any legitimate way. Have a good day, guys.
Jayco.
I like the have a good day part at the end, but John Swan, bro, he really, like, this is, all of the things he just said can be put and described about him. Everything that John said can be put onto him as well. Such a hypocrite.
Also leaked a call he was in where LT Cobra and John Swan watched gay porn.
Oh, this! This clip. But I know a lot of people said that he was a minor. I think Lieutenant Cobra was, I think he was 18 or 19 when this happened, so no, I don't think he was a minor. I could be wrong, though. I'm pretty certain that he was like 18, 19.
John, look at my screen.
Oh, nice. You're on. Let's not go to it.
No, but how did he get here? He's got to be huge. He's got to be huge.
He's got. No, yeah, he is. Has to, right?
oh, God, yeah.
Oh.
Whoa,
it looks big. It looks massive.
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
It's like 2 hands. Oh, it is a 2-hander.
Oh, that's 8-9 inches of that. Oh, it's massive.
It's a large lad.
What is this? I don't even know why you'd get on call with people about this type of, like, watching this type of content. I don't know why you'd do that. It looks massive. What a phrase, though. It looks big. It looks massive. What a phrase that is.
That's not even fully erect.
All of this led John to eventually lean towards...
Oh, Salvo. Oh, okay. You would, cool guy. That is true. You definitely would. I'd do it in a heart. Yeah, I thought you would. Salvo is an interesting character. Look, Salvo was actually really entertaining as well. It's sad what happened to him, because he was really entertaining. And they just decided to dox some people. He then decided to just dox Chris the Narc on Twitter. Genuinely sad, and got completely exiled. Yeah. Not even fully erect, and it's massive. I gotta see this! Cool guy's on there in a heartbeat trying to find out what video it was.
Befriending people like Salvo Pancakes. Salvo had risen to becoming the commentary hotshot of 2022, with his unhinged humour, streams, and a boost of controversy thanks to an altercation with alleged comedian Def Noodles on his show. John would begin covering Def Noodles' career, with the first part again strangely similar in its script to the videos made by Nicholas Diorio, followed by a second part covering Def's most recent controversies. And for his efforts, he was rewarded with a humiliating appearance on Salvo's show in November 2022. For the last 2 years, John had been seemingly entranced by the actions of smaller YouTubers who he often stomped down on. He had now ended up on a stream with one of those smaller YouTubers.
And there's Edwin there as well, who's also... Like, there's 3 exiled commentators in one call. which is insane. Salvo wasn't at the time. I don't know if Edwin was at the time.
Except now the boot was on the other foot.
Did you end up sharing? Because it took a minute for me to get in. Did you share when you last had intercourse?
I have not shared that. But
And you know what? I understand
that's
the
gonna stay
way
under wraps,
that Salvo presented it. It was nice, but maybe he just didn't share his own personal. I'll be honest. Look, it's been a year for me, a year and maybe 1 month. So maybe that makes you feel more comfortable.
I think I'm doing a little bit better than you, Edwin. So I'm gonna say.
You've been better than me. See, okay, now we're getting somewhere. See, this is good. This is good.
And since Edwin was very nice to share.
Why would you even discuss this on stream? I'm never discussing like that type of life, my type of life in there. This call is awful. I know. I'm never discussing this type of stuff online. I don't know why you would. Like, at all. Never doing it.
Share that information. I will share the last time I had sexual intercourse. If you promise me, John, that you will also share the last time you had sex and a couple minor details of it.
Okay, this is going too far, Salvo. Go too far. Okay.
I had sexual intercourse last night.
What the fuck is this call? I know.
Oh.
Good for you, my friend. Good for you, my friend.
Well done, Salvo.
You know, I get my fair share. I get my fair share, Salvo.
What does that mean? I get my fair share. Is this an
Cool guy? That's true. Cool guy would do this. 'Cause anything awful online we see, we're just like, yeah, cool guy would probably do that.
Australian term?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is it?
How many times a month are you slaying?
Do we really want to know, Salvo? Is this
Yes,
something you really
John.
want to know?
I
really want to
list.
know.
Yeah, trust me. You need to tell it now, or it's instantly gonna make me sad.
His face is just like, why the hell am I doing this?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that.
Would you rather talk about Dream? Come on, this is better.
John Swan, trust us. Yes.
On average, Salvo, probably about once every 2 months is what we're talking.
Okay. Once every 2 months. So that's like.
I literally couldn't. Well, like, no, you would.
You're having sex 6 times a year.
6 times a year.
He would get on call probably and just say he's a virgin in front of the world. To be fair.
You're only having sex.
Now
6
that you
times
put
a
it
year.
like that, it doesn't sound particularly good.
If you okay, ascending's right. You can't deny, cool guy. Ascending is right.
No, but yeah, I mean that's about right.
Unfortunately for John, all the glitters is not gold. And once Salvo had been outed for his piss-loving fantasies and doxing, John was left with no one.
The first part of that I don't really care about, to be honest. It's pretty degenerate, but I don't really judge that type of stuff. But the doxing's what I do care about, because he doxed Nick DiOrio's number live on stream, which led to Nick reporting him the video and getting it taken down. And as a result, Salvo's entire channel got taken down. He's got a new channel now, though.
From then on, he began to properly fade into the background, with only the occasional credit given.
Okay, that video is really good, by the way. I'm
With no one. From then on, he began to properly fade into the background, with only.
This is a really good video by Gokanaru. Like, this is genuinely a really good video. I really like it.
The occasional credit given. His Patreon editing course has now been silent for over a year, and in.
That's my. Oh, for God's sake, cool guy. Ah. If it's adults, I don't care about their fetishes. I agree with you. I don't care that much. You know, people can be into what they're into. People are into what they're into. I'm not that bothered. Bring him back.
In late 2023, I published my investigation into the Elucid case.
This is the video I found Toastify through, by the way. You are so weird. Cool guy is like he is like the weirdo in our little space in commentary. But yeah, Elucid. Yeah, this is the video that I found Toastify through. And I think this is a really, really good video, by the way. This is a really good video. Like, highly recommend it. And this video properly turned the tide on Elucid.
Including
who had been off the internet for a year at that point.
John's mishandling of the whole story. Ever since then, his Twitter has been mostly silent as well. I think he probably saw the writing on the wall.
Other than his tweet about Bo Blacks.
So, why do we talk about John Swan to this day? Why are there so many videos about him out there? Well, some see him as a tragic hero, an underappreciated yet incredibly talented editor who blew up and changed the very approach that everyone had to online drama. The pinnacle of the comics.
I agree with that. He was like literally the top commentary YouTuber at that point. There was Bo Blacks as well, but he got his burst of subs because Pokimane striked him, and everyone started covering it.
Community who only fell due to lying and sinking his hand too far into the depths. But I disagree. John's reputation and his legacy in the community is an exaggerated illusion. He was certainly a pioneer of his time, especially in visuals and storytelling, but even in his channel's golden age, he was coasting off the work of others.
That's a fair take. That's a fair take. That's a fair take. I still watch his videos sometimes because they're really good. Like the ones on Deji, the ones on Chris Hansen. They're really good videos. To be fair, the ones on Just Destiny, really good videos, to be honest with you.
And with such a
That's what disappoints me so much.
blow up and going after revered figures like Chris Hansen, John gained this obsession with feeding his ego that he would try to fulfill in any way, lying to his friends, lying to his audience, lying to the world, just to enact his will.
He went on a power trip, and that's why you need to be able to control yourself. He went on a complete and utter power trip. He just went on a power trip and just thought he could do whatever the hell he wanted and nothing could get back to him.
Whether that be drama with huge YouTubers or allegations against small channels. I like to think of him as a fireman who saved a baby from a burning building and got the key to the city, but then the fireman becomes enthralled with the sensation of
the editing on this video is amazing, like with the art in the background, holy shit.
Constant admiration, and so he goes around setting fire to other buildings just to try and put them out, and every time someone caught him with the gasoline can in his hands. It doesn't matter what's now happened to those that he previously went after, the issue always remains on how he went after them in the first place,
Agreed.
and in the process sacrificed his friends as if they were mere playthings and objects. A couple of years back, I viewed John as a tragic hero.
Yeah, Toastify was like one of the little small channels in John Swan's like editing course Discord server, I think. So that's kind of where that's why he makes the videos he does now. Because Toastify was like me to an extent. He was a fan watching all this unfold. Because Toastify, around the time when John Swan kind of got completely exiled from the RFC commentary community, he was like 15 at the time. I think he's like the same age as me. So it's wild.
But it's evident that now his legacy is that of a horrific, manipulative scumbag, and it should stay that way for as long as anyone remembers his name.
I agree with that. I agree. He was Lamau, yeah. Yeah, Toastify is the better John Swan nowadays. The British John Swan, which makes him instantly better in my book because he's British. I have a bias towards British people, 100%, by the way. Toast is 19, I'm pretty sure right now. Yeah, I think he's 19. I think if I remember correctly, he's 19, which is the same age as me.
John's YouTube career, above all, serves as a warning to the new generation of YouTubers. It's a simple lesson on humility, self-reflection, cheap theatrics, social climbing, and most importantly, lies by lies. Until next time, stay safe and stay toasty.
The skeleton swan is so cool. Honestly, this skeleton swan, that is so cool. I don't know if this was part of the video that Spinling edited, but yeah. You know, what a brilliant video. Hold on, I just love that video. I think it's one of Toastify's best videos in my opinion. I can't wait to see what he does next. Little boy, yeah. Yeah, you know, I'll just post the link to the video in the chat. There you go. If anyone wants to go watch it themselves, feel free. Give your own opinions. Go over it on stream, whatever. It's a great video. There's the tips video. That's a good video as well, by the way. Toast Kino video, for real, cool guy. Great video by John. Not by John, sorry, my bad. By Toastify. But no, John's made some great videos too. It was really good. It is such a good video, honestly. That's why I wanted to go over it on stream. Even though it's been like 3 weeks, it's such a good video. Yeah, you guys are so young. I know. I feel kind of old because like my favorite album, which is, for those that don't know, it's Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon. Although Hybrid Theory I've been going over a lot recently. That's a really good album. But those like that album's 10 years old now, Sempiternal. It's a great record, honestly. By John, yeah, I know. To be fair, that's something I would have said even like 2 years ago. I'd been like, yeah, that's a great video. John's made some really good videos over the time in his career. Like his Deadly videos, his Chris Hansen videos, they all still hold up. And I see that Toastify's videos kind of like blown up, which is it's really good to see. In all honesty, no more John Swan. I think John Swan could come back, not in the capacity that I don't think he will come back. Which I'm glad that I don't think he should come back, but I think he could. Because the thing is, like, if he sticks to editing, I think he could come back. And I know Spinling, I think, edited a part of this video, so shout out to Spinling as well. And also, obviously, go subscribe to Toastify. Get this guy to 100k next year. I know he's going to hit it. Like, genuinely, I think that he's a brilliant, brilliant YouTuber. Brilliant. Not rising star, because he already is a star. Soul Skibbity's the rising star. Like, obviously, go sub to Toastify. I think he's great. Sub to Spinling, too. I think he's great as well. Only as an editor, I agree, because John is genuinely a really good editor. Even today, I think his standards hold up. It's like Need for Speed Rivals. The graphics in that video game still hold up against racing games today, despite the game being like 12 years old almost. But yeah. That's really my thoughts. I don't know if anyone has any final thoughts they want to say in chat before I close down the stream. I am the rising... True! Cool Guy is also the rising star, but Soul Skibbity, he is the risen star. Now, I wish I discovered him sooner. Same. Because when I found Toastify's videos, I just went back and binged a lot of his content because it was so good. I'm going to rise so fast and crash out even faster. That's the spirit, Cool Guy. Toastify's so good, I agree. Same with Skyrim. Fair. Cool Guy, I agree. You're my favorite rising star. I don't know. I like Cool Guy a bit more than I like. I don't know. Soul and Cool Guy are both really good to watch. I always love watching your stream. Cool Guy, I always love watching your streams. I don't tune in that often these days at the moment, but I do love watching your streams, man. Same goes for Soul if he's still here. I absolutely love watching his streams. He's a super entertaining guy, and he has my near full endorsement currently. But yeah, I don't know. But thank you guys to anyone who stuck with me in the chat throughout the stream. I appreciate all of you. At the end of the day, interacting with the chat is actually my favourite thing that I do in these streams. I love interacting with chat. It's just nice being in front of a whole audience. Is anyone live right now? Hold on. Is anyone live right now? Tommy C's live. I'll send you guys over to... I'm going live tonight. Oh, nice. I'll tune in to you, Cool Guy. I'll tune in. They're both good in different ways. I agree. I'll send you over to Tommy. How about that? I'll send you guys over to Tommy. Hold on. Hold on. He's going over Bo Blacks. See, I'll send you guys over to Tommy in a second. Hold on. Hold on, I am just being stupid about this. Yeah, I'll put the link in chat. I'll send you guys over to Tommy. There you go. But yeah, go watch Tommy C. Yeah, and anyway, I'll get some music to send you all out. What song shall I put on? Bye, yeah. Thank you for tuning in, Quokka, Ascending, Cool Guy. Y'all are legends. I'll get some music on to send us out. Let's go for some... Should we go title fight? There we go. There we go. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, thank you everyone. It's always a pleasure streaming. I don't know when I'll be back. If there's a situation that interests me, I'll be back and covering it. But until then, no guarantee on when the next stream will be. But I'll announce it in the community tab. If you make sure to remember to subscribe to the channel. My last stream was my first positive channel growth since literally like March, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, thank you everyone. I do appreciate it a lot, and I'll see you all in a bit.